Hello and welcome to another episode of Live Talks with Fawole. We have the wizard. We're going to change that to that, I think. Or like, pow. Hey. Something like that. We're going to change that up, right? We're going to change that up. And we have ASAP Judah in the studio.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm here still.
Yeah, slightly. I'm all right. I have to apologise because I was late to the studio today.
No, it's calm, bro.
Overstepped slightly, lethargic. Never happened before. Apologise to the wizard as well. I mean, it happens occasionally.
Yeah, he's on time still.
Yeah, I woke up early and I was like, you can't sleep the nights you can't sleep. So I woke up. But I fell out of bed, boy. I must be looking all sorts of rough around the edges.
Yeah.
So I fell out of bed and then about 4 in the morning and I had some porridge, like some peanut porridge or some almond porridge.
But that'll knock you. I told you it'll knock you out though, bro. I said it'll knock you out, leave you sleeping.
Bro, when I woke up, like I was dreaming so nicely.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what I was dreaming about, but it was sweet. You know when you wake up, I woke up and I was like, the first time I woke up I was like, that was up. Since I woke up, I was like, it was almost like it wasn't Coming to America style, but I just felt in such serenity. There might as well be music playing and women standing at the end of my bed and the birds coming on the windowsill and say, "Wake up, yo! Come on, it's time to get up." Come on, you can do it. Like, sorry, that's bad, but yeah, I was having a nice, sweet sleep at the expense of our studio time. I do apologise.
No, that's cool, bro. That's cool. We're here, man. We got more than enough time to get in.
ASAP Judah, what are you telling me?
I'm there, you know.
Good to see you. Looking like a superstar in the studio, which I already know you are.
Yeah, all phrases, man.
I'm saying.
I'm a regular boy, man. Just trying to do something out here, man.
Yeah, you look all way down. Man, you got gold in your neck, gold in your teeth, gold in your ear, gold in your finger. Come on.
Yo.
You shining, man. I need some glasses to be like, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, man. Trying, bro. Trying,
cool.
Man.
How's life? What's good? Second time I've had you in the studio.
Yeah, man.
Pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, man. For real.
Like, I'm slowly waking up as we move along.
Yeah.
How's life? What's good? What's new?
Yeah, you know what? Like I said last time, remember I told you, obviously I was under the name of Rodens before, innit? And obviously I was trying to push out this positive sort of music, trying to impact the community and so ever. But because the root of it, the foundation, like I was saying to big bro over here, you know what I'm saying? The foundation of it wasn't on righteousness, innit? So although I was trying to switch the thing with the crowd's accustomed to my certain type of music that man come up with, you get it? So I thought, you know what, let me just start fresh. So obviously now, obviously I'm with a label in America. It's a righteous label as well, you know what I'm saying? And just doing it under the name of ASAP Judah.
When you say righteous,
yeah,
what do you mean specifically when you say righteous?
Alright, so when I mean righteous, music. So obviously biblically righteous is something else, but meaning that something that goes, that doesn't go against. So that today we was talking about, there's music like 4-door in a 4-door, dip in a man's face, all of this sort of stuff.
I don't know what. So whatever. Let's just imagine.
Yeah.
That wasn't him when you was talking, because I wasn't him when you was talking.
You wasn't. Still.
And then let's kind of like elaborate on those on what you were talking about. I'm oblivious to it.
Okay, so basically, righteous music going into making God's commandments and showing it to a light to the world, innit? So more like, for example, can I read something quickly?
Of course you can.
Yeah. So
like spiritual music.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, exactly, spiritual music. That's exactly what it is. So I'm just gonna read a quick one. Deuteronomy 6 and 25. Yeah. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Lord our God as He commanded us. So meaning that, like this country, there's laws, there's do's and don'ts. In the Bible, there's do's and don'ts. It talks about loving your brother. That executes the kill music of, I'm talking about my man that's dead, glorifying it. This is what's going on right now. A lot of the music that's in UK is about that stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, I'll stab my man. Instead of looking at a girl as a wife, you're looking at that, you're calling them bitches. I got this, I got all of these little things. Yeah. That's what people are pushing, and it's so much. And every other time, say for example, someone's popping, right? There'll be a next one that will come through.
Sorry, I'm paying attention. I really wish I had a pen.
I know. I told you, didn't grab it, you know.
You got some jewels over here, man.
Yeah, like, and what it is like, there's so much, and like I was saying, like I look up to you, man. You man are like man's olders, isn't it? And like I'm looking down. So you man are looking at man's generation and the generation under man, and you're seeing the difference of respect towards one another. It's completely different.
Because I ain't got the pen. I'm not because you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I have to jump in when I can because I don't want to lose anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we're talking about the demonic music that's being played.
That's it.
Constantly. Then
Yeah.
because we're talking spiritual, that's why you come with spiritual music that we're trying to push out.
Yeah.
So the actual music out is demonic, and I don't know anyone who doesn't know that's what it is right now, and that's what it's been for a period of time. And it's a whole brainwashing thing.
Yeah. So like you said, brainwashing thing in a sense of one, righteous music is being played out in the sense of everyone expects it to be this hallelujah sort of songs and Christian sort of vibe songs, but they ain't seeing real people doing that sort of music. You understand what I'm saying? People that can relate to them. So say for example, you got a certain background, you come up a certain way. If I ain't gone through certain experiences like yourself, I can't give you no advice on nothing, bro. I can't really tell you too much, you know what I'm saying? Because you be like, you ain't even been in my shoes to tell me nothing. But if you see man that have been through certain things and showing that it's cool to do it, you understand what I'm saying? It's cool to do it and don't watch nothing. It's different. A man's gonna gravitate to a lot different.
You know what else as well, ASAP Judy, yeah? It's also, I think, if people see people doing stuff with conviction, because of course they're on the evil side and the spiritual side. On the evil side, you got people who are rappers who are telling their road man, this, that, but they've never even tasted none of that. But they're doing it with such conviction. They actually, people are believing that they live that life.
Like that, exactly.
So if my thing is opposed to the stereotypical kind of like derogatory kind of outlook we have on spiritual music, where people be like, it's a God squad, it's this or whatever. There's a lot of beautiful spiritual music out there already. That people sing with conviction and from the heart. That I feel like you can buy that from. You kind of I'm losing my point.
It's good music.
It's good music, but it's also the sense of identification with someone. If I can tell you how Jesus has blessed my heart, or how the Lord has shown me how Allah has brought me through and let me know what time it is, because I've done this before and now I'm doing this, and you understand, because some people get it. The realness is in the eyes, in the speech, and in the attitude and everything. You can construe that as well. I believe there's space for that. You know, you said people are more acclimatized to the drill music or the dark music or whatever.
Yeah, right now,
Like there's still space to kind of have that energy, but not negative in the spiritual music. Do you know what I'm saying?
You know what? You know, you're on point. Let me tell you. You know, for example, coffee, toast.
Okay, yeah. Excuse me.
You understand what I'm saying? That's spiritual music, bro. Like it's good. It uplifts you, and it can bang anywhere. So what I'm saying is
that's crossed all the borders.
That's my point, and it bangs everywhere. It bangs everywhere. You can hear it when you're buying kicks. You can hear it when you're going to buy food. You can hear it anywhere, but it does something to your spirit. When you hear it, you get happy, bro. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it puts a certain spirit on you. So like, if I'm listening to music, obviously, for example, like I know you go gym, whatever. Like there's certain music you might want to hear when you're doing this. Obviously, music for different occasions.
It fuels you, yeah.
That's it. But music, that's the word. It fuels you. So if the young ones are listening to evil all the time, it's gonna fuel them like that. That's why you got men that are not like that, that are doing things that the music's portraying to be, and my man that's doing the music, he ain't even like that.
But you know that I think it's deeper than actual fuel, because it's a brainwash. I was listening to certain people who's in the rap world themselves and stuff, and it's like they were talking about people within their camp and how they were trying to have a conversation with them, but because they was brought up in a certain era. And the music they listened to between, I think, 12 and 21 or 12 and 14, it shaped them. It shaped their perspective on life. Like, that's how they moved. They moved how, whatever they was listening to at that particular time. It's almost a programming, bro.
It is a programming. And like you, like I was talking about, big bro, these labels, I don't know if you see what's happening right now with the Kanye West situation.
How can I not? I don't watch TV like that. I don't watch, but I can't even hide from this right now.
Exactly.
Like, I can't say, oh, what's that? I don't know what that is, like I usually do. I've been seeing Kanye on constant channels.
That's it.
I understand he made a comment on Drink Champs. I haven't seen the Drink Champs episode. That's there you go, me again.
Is that the one with Charlamagne the Dog? Noriega, yes, Noriega. I did see a bit of it.
I heard it's a 3 hour thing. That's where it originated. Everything started, innit? Where And so,
I
like,
think it
my
started
thing
before
is-
that, you know.
No, but my thing is that I don't know, but I know
Yeah.
what I think.
What
that
you've seen, innit?
What he said something on there. He had a
Mm.
big long 3-hour interview.
Yeah.
A lot of people told me about it.
You're right.
Post that, shit started rolling down, like
Mm.
just crashing for him. As far as I know, something he said on there. Then people was doing the little snippet ads and
Yeah,
of
yeah.
what he said and stuff. And he was doing on. And I see him on different channels and that.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know. I can't
They were-
speak for other
They
people,
were trying
but-
to say, basically, what they were trying to say, that he's anti-Semitic. That's what it was. That's the real reason. So, ideally, he was getting bumped for a deal, right? He feel like he's not getting what he's due. Because obviously, he's a big creative for one. He's got a lot of deals. Billionaire, innit? So, there's a lot of ties that
Is he
he's got.
still a billionaire?
I think they've cut him down. I think he's like 400 million now. I think they're taking away. I feel like Adidas took like 75 mil because of the Yeezy thing. Bare little stuff that they're doing. But the point is, it's all because he said, he basically came out with the truth about who he is as a person. So he was saying, I'm from the tribe of Judah. I'm an Israelite. That's exactly what he said on air, and everyone called him anti-Semitic for it. The same with Kyrie Irving. I don't know if it's the basketball. They posted a book called From Negroes to Hebrews. Yeah, he posted that book, and as soon as he posted that, yeah, that's calm, bro. As soon as he posted the book, all of a sudden he's not playing for NBA. He's on bench. He's got a 500,000 fine, and he's called anti-Semitic. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what it is my whole message as well behind it is that we don't really need them to do anything for man. We're the one with the source, fam. Kanye West is the one. He's the brand. You know what I mean? For example, he's the brand. NBA. When you're looking at NBA, you're looking at the brothers that are playing in NBA. I don't even watch NBA, yeah. But if I'm looking at NBA, I'm gonna be looking at for the brothers that I'm gonna be watching. I didn't like music. I'm not saying we're all like whatever, but majority of the time, I'm not looking for I'm looking for some music that can relate to my
Someone
people's
you can
music.
identify with, or something you can
That's
identify-
it.
yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
The ownership of all of it.
Yeah.
The owners of the music industry.
That's it.
The owners of the sports
Right.
industry. That's where the problem starts.
For this thing.
And this is it. I just want to read something quickly. In just Revelations 2 and 9, yeah. Because the people that own it, they call themselves Jews. The Jewish people, they're the ones that own these labels, Hollywood, CNN, ABC, all of this.
But then,
They dictate all of it, basically.
but you know, like,
And
I've
Hollywood.
asked this question now, yeah,
Yeah.
because I was watching an interview the other day,
Mm.
and all right, if the people that own certain things come from a certain demographic,
100.
I'm not trying to like angelize any demons or demonize any angels, anything like that. I'm trying to get in the middle of none of that.
Mhm.
But like, if you've got a certain demographic running a majority of a certain industry,
Yeah.
even though they're there, they're not running everything. There's pockets, there's little pockets of different nationalities there. Yes or no? Yes or no?
No.
Yeah. No.
No, because basically Kanye. That's the whole point of what Kanye was saying. He showed how many Jewish people own all of these things that you're talking about,
Yeah.
and the ones on the red list
Yeah.
were the Jewish youths. I bet it was about maybe in some ways you're right. There's maybe 3 out of
Yeah, but I'm saying,
hundreds.
okay, but even still, there's still a couple.
But
Even if it's 3 out of 100, there's still 3 out of 100.
There is, but it's not man that look like me and you though. You see that? It's not man that look, there is, but it's not
Yeah.
man that look like me and you. Regardless, you know what I'm saying. So it's been, and that's why that whole anti-Semitic fines and all of these little things they've been pushed now, because men with bigger platforms than certain TV stations are saying the truth about who they are and what people don't want to say. You understand?
What people don't want to be said.
That's it. Because there's a difference, like, let's say with a so-called house slave and a slave that's in a plantation, whether he's doing gold mining or whatever they got him doing. There's a difference. That's the same mentality today. The ones that are in the house are the celebrities that we call, well, people say they're role models. But the role models are like you, man. You understand what I'm saying? But they're saying those people, the Jay-Z's, the Beyoncé's, the Cardi B's, the Megan Thee Stallions, Nicki Minaj's, those are our role models for the community. That's what we assume to be. And we need to change that narrative.
Or that's how we perceive success. That's what it is more for me. That's how we perceive success. And I think the celebration of their finances and the dividends that they get from all the stuff they do.
Yeah.
When it's derogatory, sexually, all that stuff that Cardi B does with her body.
100.
People that's like, you got the rap artists or you got tunes that's just like kill, 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 nigga, nigga, nigga,
100.
whatever. That is what is shown to create revenue.
Yep.
The biggest revenue.
That's it.
For us. So therefore, you're
But
saying
who's pumping it though? That's my point is, who's pumping it? It's the same people pumping it.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah. But then for me, like, I'm not trying to take away from none of this stuff. I'm living this world and I see this stuff. But it's also now it's for the parents from the home.
Yeah.
Because there's homes where, like, I can't condone any of the stuff that's being said. Yeah, the media, that we know all this stuff. It's been going on for years.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try and say it's good, it's bad. I'm just going to sit on the fence a little
100.
bit. But then you've got to now...
You're trying to analyze.
No, you got to now say, okay, look, boom, we know it's out there as a parent, as a black parent, or as a black person, or as a human being in this world, because you don't have to just be black to suffer from certain things.
It's definitely
right, and people can't.
It's definitely not a color thing.
Yeah.
For example, our people are also in Hispanic communities. They're not black, bro. They might even look white, but they're not black. But they are from the same stock of our people. So those people go through it. Like, you have to think about Cardi B. She's Dominican. You see? She's Dominican. So
I didn't know she was Dominican.
yeah. Because she's in America. She might
Dominican,
sound
like
American.
Dominican Republic, or Dominica.
No, not Dominica in the Caribbean.
Dominican Republic.
Dominican Republic.
Yeah,
you understand?
Yeah,
and you can go places like that. There's people that might not.
I've been there.
Well, exactly. So you've been. So there's obviously it's black. There's light.
Yes, sorry,
there's so many different colours.
ASAP Judah. What I wanted to say before I lose it, because I ain't got a pen. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's
is
cool.
that they make it like this is the way to get out of the hood or to get out of poverty.
That's it.
This is what is most illuminating,
That's it.
opposed to, like, I know in other nationalities or just across the board, you've got doctor, I don't know, lawyer, stockbroker, accountant,
That's it.
so on and so forth. But we still strive for these within our nations. With people still strive for this across the world. It just seems like there is definitely space for the whole argument what's going on, but I have to draw things back to the home, and it's hard. But filter what your child is given. Filter what is, like, the brainwash. It's down to you as a parent not to allow your child to be brainwashed or to teach them in the way you want to teach them.
100.
It's hard in this day and age.
Okay, yeah.
But I know certain people whose youths ain't got no phone until they're 7, 8, 9, and they might feel like they're losing out, but they're actually benefiting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not getting that brainwash.
Yep,
So there's a
yep.
way to fight it. It's not
Yep.
easy, but there's a way to fight the brainwash.
Yeah.
Done.
So
opposed to, like, just getting
yeah.
everything taken away from you. Done.
Yeah. So I want to answer two questions. That was a very good one, and I just want to answer the first one, which was about those that run the industry that say they're Jewish, whatever, and then we'll go into that the children, the parents, and so on and so forth. Right. So I'll read Revelations 2:9. It goes, "I know thy works and thy tribulations and poverty, right? But thou art rich." So he says he knows the tribulations, meaning the trials that we go through, and the poverty that the state of the Jews are in, right? And then he goes, "And I know the blasphemy," meaning the lies, "of them which say they are Jews and are not, but the synagogue of Satan." Meaning that those that are saying that are Jews, we don't call ourselves Jews today. It's the Jewish people calling themselves Jews today. I don't know. It's cool. It's the Jewish people that are calling themselves Jews today. We're the Jews, but the ones that are saying that they're the Jews, they're in poverty. They're the ones that are trying to do certain tribulations, racial identity proven, police stopping, checking, all of it. It's us, man, that are going through it. It's not the so-called Jewish people that are going through it. So, meaning that this is what Kanye West was talking about. He was saying that, look, I'm a Jew. He's basically, all of these people like Beyonce, Jay-Z, they know who they are. They know about this whole, obviously I identify myself as an Israelite. They know that it's a nationality. They know where they come from. They know that, okay, our roots are from Northeast Africa and so on. And so they know about all of this. But they tell them, don't push that. Push single ladies. Push broken households. Push that being a hoe is okay. This is what they're pumping. That's what they're making them, that's what they're giving them millions for. Now, like you said, it's down to what they teach on what the kids teach, what the parents teach the kids. Sorry, right? Now, that's important that you said that because the Bible says the same thing about how to teach the kids as well. Because you said that obviously in this day and age it's very hard. Because obviously, remember, they go to places like school where they're
leave
around.
your house and not with you.
That's it. That's it.
How
And
much time
we've
does
been
the
kids,
parents
so we
spend with
know.
the child? No, but now in this day and age, how much time does the parents spend with the child? Considering you have to make revenue, you have to time yourself, food. There's too much stuff going on, mate. How much time do you really spend with the child, and how much time do you actually talk and communicate with your family?
That's it. That's it. So I just want to read one more thing. Deuteronomy 6 and verse.
And this is just a normal Bible.
Yeah, KJV 1611. You know, KJV 1611. Is the
Pocket edition. It looks like
yeah,
it's been well read.
Yeah, like you know, it is. I study this thing. Obviously, I can study more. Obviously, I could even learn from what you guys have to give as well. You know what I mean?
Study more.
But this is what the Bible tells. It's got the solutions to what we go through. But the churches, they played out this book. That's why I say, for example, if a man goes jail, bro, he might feel more gravitated to Islam because of what Islam is pushing makes sense to him. The morals and standards make sense to him. It gives him he feels like a man in that religion. All right, cool. You know what? I feel right in this place. But what it is Islam have actually, obviously this book was here first. So what they've done is they've taken a lot of the laws, the Torah, first 5 books, they've taken them from the Bible. But the pastors in the churches, that's what's known as, if you hold the Bible, man identifies straight away as one of these Christian guys because they played out the book. But they don't really push the laws that are in here. How to teach the kids, how to show them God's laws. Because laws are what are going to change you. If I know I ain't going to do nothing to you. If I got an issue with you, I'm not going to go out there start chatting crap. I'm going to go and talk to you alone and be like, bro, look, obviously man don't like how you did this. That's a law though. It talks about not gossiping. It talks about...
but the Bible talks about not gossiping.
The Bible talks about that.
So what is your comparison between the Bible and the Quran now? That's what I was going to ask you about before you talk about it.
Okay, so
what you said the difference between the Bible and the Quran for you?
Yeah. Okay, so the difference is the Quran, when you read Babylon to Timbuktu, is a book. It told you how, because it came around 600 years after Christ was about. That's when the so-called Prophet Muhammad was about, which is known in Islam today. And what he done is he came to West Africa and he studied the cultures of the Jews that were living along the west coast of Africa. So-called Ghana today, which is known as the Gold Coast. So-called Benin, Cameroon, Nigeria. It wasn't even called Nigeria, it was called Negro land at that time. And we were keeping one thing only. Now, at that time, in Saudi Arabia, where it originated, they were worshipping more than...
What originated? The Quran or Islam?
Yeah. The Arabs, right, which hold on to it. They were worshipping 360 something, 65 gods or so. And when Muhammad came back and he saw what we was doing, he admired what we was doing and brought the same thing back. That's why there's similar laws there. He brought the same thing back and done with all of the idols that they were worshipping and called it Allah, which is a moon god, right? But he called it Allah, which is one god that they broke it down from, and they call him a prophet today, which is fine. It's a prophet to them. But in terms of what the Bible talks about, it talks about my ancestors and where we come from. It's two different places. Now, obviously, yes, they're from Abraham. Yes, we are also from Abraham. But we are not the same people. Just the same way, it's not about color. It's not about color, right?
Let me ask you something.
Yeah. I'll show you what I mean anyway, but...
How do you know anything you say is true?
The Bible says so. Because it's fact. Alright, cool. Do you know what? Hear this.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
I hear what you're saying.
I'm a religious person.
You wanna see if it's real, innit?
I believe in what I believe in.
100.
But I have to ask you, like, because obviously there's people have different ideas and scope for different things.
100%.
And you're you got conviction in what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
How do I know it's true, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Or where does this conviction... That's 2 questions.
Right.
Where does this conviction come from?
Okay.
Because maybe you had an experience where God spoke to you, you went through stuff, you prayed, your prayers were answered, certain things you saw you thought was right and wrong. So just let me ask you that question because I have to ask.
I'll keep it as real as this. If Islam was the truth, if it was the truth, and it had all the facts that are in there, I would have believed it same way. The Bible's got everything in it. It's the facts that shows that who we are, what would happen to the Israelites, as a people, which defers that. And
Give me an
obviously,
example.
I'll give you one. So, to Deuteronomy 28, yeah, I'll get Deuteronomy 1 and 1 first, right, to get the context of who he's talking about and how I know and how I'm so convicted in this.
Deuteronomy. What is Deuteronomy for people who don't know about the Bible?
It is, I believe, it is.
Because you've
the
got books
third-
in the Bible, yeah.
Yeah, it's the third. It's the third. So it's the Genesis. You got Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, then Deuteronomy. So it's the fourth book in the Bible.
Genesis,
Yeah, you got Genesis, which means the
creation,
beginning.
Yeah.
Exodus.
Which is the journey, or
Yeah,
the,
yeah, exactly. Exodus is when it talks about the time frame when we were living in Egypt at that time,
Yeah.
Northeast Africa. Leviticus talks about is more of a depth of the laws that we're supposed to keep today. The ones that we don't keep are like the sacrificial.
Okay.
So basically, what used to happen before Christ came, when we used to do certain wrongs, we used to slay animals and that. Blood sacrifices. We used to do that, but we don't have to do that no more. So that's the only thing that we don't do. You understand? Because boy, we sin every day. If I had to go and get a goat every time I did something wrong, so that's why the Lord done
But
away
you
with
eat
it.
goat. We will eat goat every day.
We eat goat, but we don't
So
sacrifice it. It's not
we
the
just-
same
they-
thing.
they
Man,
get
just
sa-
eat
they get-
it.
they get
Curry
murked-
goat.
they
You know
get
what I'm
murked
saying?
Regular, they get murked regular, so
You
we
get
should
me?
be sacrificed.
Yeah, you get me. But
Double
it's-
edged sword.
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. But obviously, Christ the ultimate sacrifice, meaning that we don't have to do those things, but we still have to keep the commandments. Though He's the that's the reason of his death, ultimate sacrifice, which Christians don't break down, innit? So that's what it is. So then Deuteronomy goes into another depth of the laws and prophecies that would happen to the Israelites. So I'll read Deuteronomy 1 and 1.
What is that? What does Deuteronomy stand for? The actual word? Is it numbers? What is it? What is Deuteronomy? Do you know what that stands for?
It's-
Deuteronomy?
Deuteronomy is
Actual word?
it's just the fourth book. But
In the Bible, yeah, but
it's the fourth book. But it actually means, let me Google it.
I'll Google it while you're talking about it.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
means
do
something about
this.
the fifth. Talks about the laws anyway, but I'll grab it for you still. But yeah, it does go into the laws.
I'll tell you what, Chisholm needed the Bible in the
Yeah.
ring with Tyson the other day.
Yeah.
Cool.
It goes into it.
He
But-
needed Jesus, Allah, whoever
Who,
you
who,
want to
who,
call.
who's that? Who's that? Who's that?
Chisora. Yeah.
Okay.
I watched it, yes, I don't really watch
What
it.
happened there?
He took a good hiding, man.
Oh, is it?
He's solid, man. It's like he had faith in himself.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He took a hiding, man. I'm surprised. He was walking that. Yeah, it was a lot. Deuteronomy.
Yeah. So it says it's the second law, isn't it, or repeated law? And
Deuteronomy, that's what it stands for. It's the second law.
yeah.
repeated law.
So like that's why I said the Torah, meaning the first 5 books of the law.
Mm.
Do you understand? So it's the second one. So Leviticus first, then obviously
okay.
yeah, Deuteronomy is the second one,
So
but
it just means second.
second law. But it goes into the laws though of the thing. So pretty much what you're gonna read in Leviticus, you'll find a lot of it in here, or what you find in Exodus, you'll find it in here as well, right? Because you know our people we forget stuff, so you have to repeat it, right? So Deuteronomy 1 and 1, it talks about, it goes, these be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side of the Jordan. So Moses spake to the Israelites on the separate side of the Jordan. So that's the context of what it's talking about. So when you read deeper into it, it's talking about the Israelites that were on that side of the Jordan. You understand? Now it's going to show you what happened to those Israelites at that point. Now, remember, we've got a rich history, yeah? Black people, we've got a rich history. A lot of it's just, slaves, there's a richer history that we don't know about, that's not pushed out there, innit? We're kings, and we're kings, priests. Like, that's us. We're the spiritual people on the earth. Spirituality comes from us. Do you
Why do
understand
we
what I'm saying?
suffer so much?
I'll show you that. That's a good question. Although we're so spiritual and we know a lot of stuff, we still find ourselves as a collective, not individually. There might be a couple, let's say a few percentage of us that do well and go big places and stuff. But as a people, the man that thinks logically and trying to do certain things, he's going to go for a lot more than someone that's willing to just sell his soul and do anything. Do you know what I'm saying? But I'll show you anyway. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1. It goes, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God. So if we listened, diligent, right, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. Meaning that if we kept his laws, we would be on high above all nations of the earth. Now, I'll give you an example of what are the ones that we would have, where we would have been, right? And all these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee. if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Blessed shall thou be in the city, and blessed shall thou be in the field. Meaning that in the city we won't be persecuted. There won't be no so-called, I was gonna say chinging, stabbings, all of these little things that you see today, the envy, the red eye that people have towards one another. We wouldn't have that. That's why you don't see Chinese and Chinese crime in London like that. It's a melting pot, but you see black and black crime all day. I guarantee you go now and see, when was the last stabbing? And most of it tell you,
You know, wait, you know what? You know, I have to tell you, yeah?
Yeah.
When Chinese people do Chinese people damage, they don't play, bro.
Well, I hear that.
Bro, they go with,
bruv,
they will chop them to like machetes and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, obviously the mafias and stuff like that.
It's just, no, like literally, not to grandma, even non-mafias, when people are going to do their thing, when it's on. But I just think that the whole, when a black person does it, or when some, like,
magnified.
The same narrative as you're saying that you're saying that Beyonce and certain other people are told to push.
Mm-hmm.
So once they get a black stabbing or they get something to do, it will be magnified, like you said.
It will be magnified.
And other things will get smoked, like brushed under the carpet or not reported to the police.
100,
but I can't advocate.
I know.
Vicious and very spiteful. I've seen them do some dark stuff.
I know what you're saying. I'm not saying. I just want to make a disclaimer. I'm not saying that there's no crimes in other communities, which I know about. Albanians, they got a lot of stuff that goes on there. It's
almost like they don't give a shit about the crimes in other communities, or they don't, like, when they nick them, okay, we'll nick them, okay. Yeah. They're Albanian, they're Turkish, they're whatever, okay, they're white.
It's you know what it is?
They're white.
Yeah, 100%. But what it is, on top of it, is a narrative that's pushed like that based on the fact that they want to suppress, like, they do everything in their power to put man down, bro.
Of course.
That's what it is.
Yeah, of course.
So they'll put that stab in there. They'll put all of that stuff there. Then they'll tell the youth that's just signed, yo, go push that. You understand what I'm saying? They'll do that. This is what but they don't care about the rest of them. I'll be honest with you. Everyone else is, any sort of other music that you're hearing, it's basically a replicate of what we already do anyway.
You know why?
Go on. Trust me, them man, they're replicate what we do, bro. Of course, but like I said, this is the whole reason.
Dangerous. That's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's just pure danger. If anybody of our caliber gets their stuff together, and there's examples in the world, we're dangerous, we're fierce.
So if
everyone gets their shit together,
what do you think happens when we're fierce? Meaning that we have to be on one accord first, though. Do you understand? For you to unify, you have to agree on something. For you to unify, otherwise there's going to be a disagreement somewhere, isn't it? So the point is this: you being unified will make that fierceness that you're talking about. It creates that intimidation of what are they going to do next? What are they going to say next? And that's the whole thing. That's why they pump millions into our so-called our fake presidents and all of them, man. Exactly, to subdue all of that. So, but the reality is God's commandments talks about all of that stuff that you're talking about. It's no different, bro. It talks about unifying. It talks about as one, like your own government, your own this, your own that.
What I want us to do today, ASAP Judah,
is
I love what we're talking about now, but I want to give some people some examples of stuff that from your knowledge, like I can give one that I'm not very well versed on, but examples where we have excelled. Because I do understand the what's going on with Kanye West and the whole Semitic argument,
100,
and all of that.
100,
but
100.
Also in light of the
what's going on the negative
in light of the negative, they want to push. Let's push some positive so people understand stuff that people don't know. Like they. If you go on. Wizard, go on.
I mean, obviously,
that's
people that come within this forum, they'll tell us how important it is and
100
how powerful it is.
Therapy.
Do you know what I mean? And we haven't gone to what they call the higher powers to do this. We've taken it within our own hands and our own energy to create this. We're not relying on any external power. So no external power can control what we're doing.
That's it.
I believe we are. Though. We're working on a higher spiritual thing, because you, I, and the voice behind the camera, our connection is our connection. Without certain things in the morning, it would be easy. Fuck this, fuck that, fuck this. But that doesn't happen between us. We've got an energy. You have to say spiritually to keep going and keep going. Do you know what I'm saying?
I feel like a lot of these people, like let's use Kanye for example. We're talking about.
Yeah.
it's like he's gone to the higher power.
Yep.
He's taken a lot
Of what they got.
Yeah, he's taken, he's rich, mansion, Kim Kardashian, he's got all of these things, and now it's not kind of going according to plan. Now he wants to complain. Like, can you do that? Can you win in that scenario?
Do you know what? You said a heavy point. Like, he's gone to the higher power and realized that, damn. You know what? He actually admitted that his mum was sacrificed and stuff like that. He admitted. So I know what you're saying, which is true. That's why the spirituality the so-called spirituality that America practice is ancient Egyptian spirituality. That's why they got the pyramid thing on their currency and stuff like that. All of that stems back to ancient Egypt and the stuff that they used to do, the gods they used to worship. Now, like you saying, he went somewhere and come back that he realized that it didn't work to plan. Now, there was a certain plan.
He didn't happy. He wasn't happy with what
That's it.
What
That's it. At the end of the day, he got fed up of the plan. Because there's only so much you can do. Say, for example, someone tells you, right, look, I'm going to give you like billions of dollars. Just shut your mouth. A lot of them do it. That's what happens. A lot of them do it. And then after, your sanity starts to play with you now. Now your brain starts to play with you like, bro, like, I'm tired of it. There's nothing I haven't brought. There's nowhere I haven't seen. Like, you start to question that, bro, like, is this me till I die? That's what makes them start coming out, and that's when information gets leaked and stuff like that.
But if you look at, cause we digress. I want to go back to what I actually asked.
Yeah.
But back in Kanye, but Kanye, like, if you watch his whole
Come Up.
Yeah, his whole come up. Did you say?
Yeah, he's come up.
Yeah, but there was little flashes in the plan. Like, it was a time where Beyonce and Jay-Z shunned him. For whatever reason, maybe he wasn't getting along with status quo. He had the stuff with Kim at the airports and that. He got Kim, but then they had kids and everything. But now he's lost her.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what the maddest thing is? He made a song. The Gold Digger lyrics actually talks about that's actually happening to. Yeah, exactly. And he spoke about it way before you met Kim. 100%. He knew the knowledge. He's like, right, look, be careful you breathe. She'll leave a half what you have. I can't remember the lyrics. And it talks about you won't see your kids and not saying that you go to but it goes into all of that, bro. Like, it goes into all of it, and then years down the line, it happened to. That's why we got to be careful what we say, cause someone will pull it back. It's mad. Like, it happened so many years ago, and someone still went, hold on a minute, screenshotted it, bam, recorded it, and played it back to him. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about some
the positive side.
Yeah, like,
alright, cool. Let's talk about the positives. So the positives is there is
no.
There is
No. I want some
facts.
No, positive examples like
Okay.
King Mansa Musa. Everyone's drawing for this King Mansa Musa. They made sure they took him out the game because he was the richest king.
He was the richest.
Ever.
He was giving
You know
gold.
what I'm
He was good. He was giving gold left, right, and center. Musa means Moses as well. But yeah, he was serious. He was serious.
And the life he lived and the things he did, and he didn't have to sell his soul or do certain things.
No.
To get. He was there off the.
Do you know why though? Do you know why? Because remember, we ruled Europe for 1,000 years. That's what people don't understand.
So talk about that.
Yeah, that's what I want to get into. So we ruled Europe for 1,000 years. That's why, for example, this book, this King James that's on this is a black man that people don't know about. He ruled, England, Scotland. He had 3 kingdoms and Ireland under his domain. His mother as well was the Queen of Scotland, but they were black. I don't know if you know about black Tudors and black.
I never heard of black Tudors.
All right, cool. So basically,
now you're cooking with gas.
Yeah. So a lot of the times, like the Shakespeare's, the this and that, all of these things, bro. Yeah, they were, what's the word? They were black people, but they were painted as white people. So what happened is, the white youths were living in the Caucasus Mountains, which is where the word Caucasian comes from, which is in Russia. And they started to...
The Caucasus Mountains in Russia.
Yes. And they started to overthrow kingdom by kingdom because they were impoverished. They were living in the mountains. They're the real cavemen. So what happened is, we were still ruling in Africa. There was no... there was black people. Remember, Africa's a big continent. There's different people on there. But we were ruling... them parts of Africa. You had kingdoms. You had Kingdom of Judah, Gold Coast, all of these little things where gold, all of this stuff that you're seeing that we had like nothing. In abundance, bro. Normal. And then what happened is we forgot God's laws anyway, but Moses already prophesied that the bad stuff will happen later on. But it didn't happen at the time we was living life. So we're talking about the positive side when we was doing our thing. We had kings in Germany. People don't talk about.
Where do you get information from?
Do you research, man? There's a few books.
This predates. You said
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
predates Jesus.
Yeah. And there's even a church right now in, I believe, is it in Romania, Russia, black prophets all over the place. It's not them that are doing it. It's our people that were there. We was in, people think that we was just in Africa. No one wanted to go across the pond. People were going across the pond to find out what certain things are going on. You understand what I'm saying? We weren't just in Africa for the whole life and no, bro. There's people that were living in Europe, people that were living in Greece. The Spartans, that was actually us, but they're painted as the so-called white people today. We're the Spartans, bro. We're the real Spartans. But these informations, they're not shown today. People just think we were just in Africa, just sitting on a beach, with not having a clue of what we had. There was goldsmiths. Babylon to Timbuktu talks about all of this. Engineers.
So when Babylon to Timbuktu, because when you said it before, I thought it was something other than it was. That is his own book in its own right.
No, it's an actual book written by Rudolph R. Winsler. Talks
Babylon to Timbuktu, written by Rudolph R.
Winsler.
Yeah.
Okay. And it talks
check it out, guys.
Yeah, check it out, man. And it talks about all of the stuff that we was doing, the businesses that we were doing. We taught, and that's what happened. Basically, what happened is the white, like you see, 10 Downing Street. That's where we was holding Parliament, bro. But people don't know that. So when they people don't know these things because they assume that we weren't here in Europe. So once you realize that we was here in Europe, you start to do the maths. Okay, so we was actually more than what we assumed to be in Grenada, Spain.
So what you're saying, so where? Not that we have the definitive answer to this, but then where did the conspiracy come in, or where did the
overthrow? When did it come down?
For them manage to implement this, for want of a better term, Willie Lynch thing.
When did they come into
When
power?
they put it in, so they could start taking over and knocking stuff down and pushing us to the corner.
I got you.
And then making it stick.
I got you.
Because it's now you've got a state of affairs, which I was like, had an epiphany the other day. Like when I see another black man. Like they're checking themselves, I'm checking myself. We're looking because I know how much power you have and how much power I have. The same thing doesn't happen when I see someone from a different nation. Do you know what I mean? I'm not like
observing.
Yeah, like
it's not to observe, bro.
It's not, huh?
Nothing to observe, cuz you get me.
No, but you know what it is. Let me put you like this. This is exactly what it is. It's like if I was an animal and I was in the wild, I would say that we would be lions.
We are lions, though.
And so therefore, if one lion comes across the path of another lion, bro, there's something to observe. You check what's going on because you know the potential danger.
100.
They could either be an ally or an adversary.
100%.
And that's why I will check my fellow black man when I'm out, because they're lions like I'm a lion.
100.
And it doesn't matter if you're a boy or a man, like it's inherent. And I noticed the other day, I will check and I see other people check. And you might get a thing with it, yo. You know what I'm saying? Because we know big, small doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
But you know what? You said a point there. But the thing is,
and we need to communicate more.
100%.
I think we need more acknowledgement, less fear of each other.
100.
More solidarity. And then one thing I think everyone should understand and know is, however you're perceiving someone, they're probably looking at you the same way, or they've got the same energy. When you're the same demographic.
100%.
So do the right thing in that
100%.
arena, especially if you're an old lion.
100.
That's what I say. Like, if you're old lion, make it easier for the younger lions to understand that. Come to you, talk to you, say hello, however you want to put it, or do it. Do you get me?
You know what? Like, what you said is on point. Because the only difference is that, like you said, we're lions, we check each other, but a lot of the time that checking, it could go left. That's what normally happens sometimes. Normally you might look, and obviously I appreciate what you're saying in terms of, what's you saying, you're good, and stuff like that. But more time, it's because we don't see Christ in one another, bro. Remember, Christ is black, bro, and he's our king. But we're not seeing that in one another. So we're not seeing that. Obviously, I'm not saying you per se.
No. I mean, listen. ASAP, Judy,
yeah.
I am me. I'm the same. You know why? Because I listen to the same fucking music. I watch the same fucking TV. I can't get away from it. Kill, drill. The black boy did it. The guy from the hood did it. The poor person did it. This person did it. So I now see the poor person. As much as I know better, there's still a slight inkling. Maybe they did it. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe they're going to do it to me. Let me stop them before they do it to me.
100.
And certain other people who are weaker minded, not I'm greatly strong minded. they get brainwashed harder.
Yeah.
So you might say, yo, what? And you want to stab them before you even hear what's going on because you're scared that they're gonna stab you first. It's the whole brainwash, fam. You get me?
That's
that's what's happened. That's what's happening.
That's one of the curses, though. That's one of the curses that the Bible talks about if we broke his commandments, though. It talks about that. It's not all of a sudden.
Okay, so now
back to the overthrow.
Go to the overthrow.
The overthrow happened because of this. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, meaning if you don't listen. Remember, it's written in old Quaker English, right? So if you do not listen, hearken means if you don't listen, right, to the voice of the Lord thy God to observe. So to observe, to do. So not just to know, but to also do. You see that?
Do you think the voice of God is inside you?
Well, the commandments, innit? Say, for example, it's inside you in a certain aspect, and before you do something mad, the law's in your brain, innit? You know what? Right, hold on.
Is that the voice you need to observe?
Yeah.
What you're saying is what I'm saying to you. I'm just trying to read.
As long as it lines. Do you remember? You got two voices in your head, you know, bro. Good and evil, you know, bro. You know that? Yeah, bro. Listen. I'm telling you. Bro, there's two voices in your head, my bro.
Yeah,
you feel me? And you got to know.
More.
And the worst thing is, sometimes it's the evil one that overpowers the good voice in your head, bro. You know what the right thing to do. Why are you making the same mistake? It happens. That's why we have to be in this every day, bro. Cause we got so much going on, bro. There's so much evil around you in your brain, your product of your environment. All of this has a part to play. But going back to why the overthrow happened is because we didn't observe and do God's commandments. And these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So that's what happened. And then one of the curses goes into, like, I'll give you an example. Let's talk about the King Musa stuff. I'll go into that. It goes, therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee. So when you look at before the Atlantic slave trade, the sub-Saharan slave trade, we was ruling Europe and ruling Africa and dominating the world. That's what was happening. We dominated, right? But it said that the Lord will send a nation against us from far to come against us. That's what he's saying. The only nation of people that did that were the Arabs, which is Mecca was actually known as one of the biggest slave ports that people don't know about. We was getting sold left, right, and center. That's why you got us in. I know Afro-Pakistanis. Do you know about the Afro-Pakistanis, Afro-Indians, the Dalits? All of these people, they were sold from places like Mecca and stuff like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? We're in places where people don't think about. We're even sold into. There's a division in Somalia where you got the north side, which is the Malis that we know about, that you see day to day. And then the south is the actual black Somalians, which were actual slaves that was taken in ships from Tanzania, which is on that side as well. The east, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, all them places, they're not far from each other.
Okay.
But
and what they call black Somalians, or they call
they're called Somali Bantus. Bantus meaning the people. But obviously the people referring back to the children of God, though. Okay. And Somali obviously going into the country that they're from. But they identify as Somali Bantus. So, those people today, they're not equivalent to the regular Somalian that's there. There's a difference there. But going back into it, the nation that will stand against us from far, and then this is what they will do, right? In hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things, he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. So what happened is, when they did conquer us, and we didn't just let them walk all over, man. That's what we need to understand. It was a war. They came, we warred, but they overthrew us in the war because the Lord prophesied it when Moses spoke that we would lose that battle. And when we lost that battle is when we remembered, damn, that's what the prophet said before that. Do you understand? And that's when it was inclined that, damn, we overthrew, because why? We was doing our own thing, going according to our own ways. We're special people, meaning we got special way of living. We're not like everyone else. We want to do everything everyone else wants to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? Verse 49, it goes, from the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. Look at your passport. The symbol of most of these nations that overtook us, Spain, France, Portugal, the symbol is the eagle. That's their conquering symbol. As swift as the eagle flieth, right? A nation whose tongue thou should not understand. A nation of a fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. Meaning that They were killing kids. They were killing old. They were killing crippled. They were killing everything, bro. You understand? In front of man's faces, kingdoms falling, bro. Emperor, like whatever, your kingdom, your whole thing just getting crashed down. That's what was happening. But that's the reason why it happened is because we broke God's commandments, though. It still stems back to who we are as a people and what's required of man. That's what it is. That's why today there's always that question mark of what can we do? What are we going to do? What's this? And, you know, there's that question mark. Keep God's commandments. And I'll give you an example. One, unity. You mentioned them, unity. It might sound bland, but unity is a part of it.
You say bland?
Yeah, no, it might sound bland because if I say commandments, people will be like, all right, cool, I heard it 100 times. Which one? Do you know what I'm saying? Unify, respect, God first.
You know, like, I would like to say maybe it doesn't matter because if you listen to God, laws might be a better way to say it.
This is what I'm talking about. I'll give you one. I'll give you one law that will solve. Let's say it was done. The whole black whatever.
If applied.
Yeah. If applied, it was done the whole thing, right? So Leviticus 19.
I'm freezing, man. Bro, I don't know why I'm so cold.
You know it is. I'm freezing, but I'm kind of in my.
Are you
mode.
cold as well in here?
I'm not that cold though. I'm kind of in my mode. I'm in my mode, bro. I'm in my zone right now. But Leviticus 19.
You're on fire.
Yeah, but I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Here goes Leviticus 19 and verse 15. You shall do no unrighteousness in judgment, and thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty. Meaning that the judgment's judgment. Whether man's high ranked, whether man's the youth that's living on the street, wrong is wrong, right is right. It's the same penalty man's got to pay. Right now we're in a world where man's got dole. That's it. I didn't do it. I'll pay my man to life. And that's it. And no one knows about it. Because why? Because there's a respect of persons. The law says not to do that. Don't do so. That's what's happening on the road. That happens in the industry and the business industry. You understand? If your boss does something that's out of the line and the guy that's just been employed, it's the same judgment. You've done the same thing. The law says not to respect anyone. That's why even when Christ was sent, he proved him too. Although that he was his son. Remember, Christ and God are not the same. That's his son, but he dealt with him a certain way. Do you understand? To test him through the waters. I'm going to land, though. I'm going to land, right?
Yeah, you see when I had the face I just pulled?
Yeah.
That was, I don't know what you got from it, but I was just appreciating the fact that you said, I'll give you this law, and that will done, whatever you said before that.
Yeah.
And as I'm thinking about it, if that law was applied on
Bro, there'll be so much.
A wide spectrum, there'll be a lot less bullshit.
100%, because you'll be like, for example, you could get hired today. Your colleague is doing the most, bro. You do it, you're getting bollocked for it. Yeah, bro, you've seen my man do it for like 100 million times. You got something against me. Respect all persons. The law says don't do that. Don't do it, bro.
My mind's on the whole.
I'm just giving an example.
My mind's on the whole.
Even a road, bro. Whatever. Like you can use it in anything.
What's the word?
Business.
No. In what is going on? Because we're talking about the Kanyes and the this
yes,
and that.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the Weinsteins and the those and the those and the R. Kellys and the that. Those people got away with stuff that they shouldn't have been getting away with. And if this law that we're talking about was applied, which applied to everyone, irrespective of your purse or your stature, it would have been nipped in the bud straight away. That's 100%. What's in my head. That wouldn't have been allowed to manifest. And
to top that, now that you brought that up, to top that, those are things that those people that are over him do anyway. They had something against him. They say, you know what, Bunny, we're going to spill out all your beans. But they were doing it. The people above him, they do that stuff on a regular. Where are all our kids going, bro? Why is human trafficking such a big industry? Where are our kids going? When you really see, let's be real, on an average basis, who's getting kidnapped, bro? Left, right, center. It's us, man, bro. It's us, man. You understand what I'm saying? We're targeted for everything. Because why? Strong, good genes, good system. Like, everything about us is superior. How we're made. But, like you're saying, it would have been nipped in the bud if it was applied. If he did do it, he deserves the judgment he's supposed to get. Do you understand? Because that could be your daughter or anyone.
If someone done something and they got the judgment they were supposed to get, then it would prevent or it would make other people reluctant to try and even attempt to do that.
And that's why God says fear him and keep his commandments. Because that's why you see in the wilderness, when you read this book, bro, it talks about man that were on foolishness dying. That's what it's talking about. Messing about, death. And that's how we was kind of like scared to do the mad thing because we were seeing the consequences of it. Do you understand? And there's judgments for that. Do you understand? If we do certain things, there's a judgment for it. That's what it is. that judgment is going to put the fear on the next brother to not do it. That's how the Lord rolls, fam. But Christianity don't push this, bro. They don't push that. You do something wrong. They don't. Yeah, these pastors, these so-called whatever, they're not pushing that. Their man are on put the money in the church, flip this and do this. That's why man ain't in church, bruv. Because we know that's BS, bro. Man just he's clouting. You know what I'm saying? He's saying whatever.
What?
Bro, he's saying whatever, fam. And he ain't helping the community. 100. And man's got nothing. Man's in a Royce. Man's got jets. Man's got everything. Man's giving him my dough. The law talks about the law about tithes, which is what they use. But that tithe law that it's talking about only applied when we was in Jerusalem. Man had land. There was a certain tribe that dealt with the laws and the judgments. They didn't have time to grow crops and that. So that 10% was of food, bro. To give to them, man. Because they didn't have time to harvest like how we was doing. Do you understand what I'm saying? That was the law. But they tried to say that we didn't have money at that time. We was uncivilized. And boom. So give me the money. And then you're going to get all these blessings. It don't work like that, bro. It don't work like that. And that's what they manipulate. And these Christians don't know the Bible.
You're saying, from your interpretation, the original reason for tithe was because there were people who was working in the church that needed the support, never had time to do the stuff that other people was doing, like
100%,
on the farm, and for them to preach the word of the Lord and to go around and do stuff, they obviously needed. They were human, need to eat, so the tithe was to keep them going. But 100%. Now, in this day and age, the pastors or the people that be are using that tithe thing there and to accumulate money off the back of people who want the blessing from God, who assume that they need to share whatever they've been given from God with God, who are giving it back to God, who feel like they're giving it back to God, but in actual fact it's going to another human being, as we've seen time and time again through certain churches, and it's just been used for just miscellaneous, like, self-serving purposes.
This is what they use, right? This is what they use. They go to church, anyone that goes there, they'll be like, they read Malachi 3 and 8 and they go, will a man rob God?
Malachi, what does that stand for?
It's one of the prophets. It's one of the prophets.
Malachi is one of the prophets.
Yeah, one of the prophets.
You remember, some people don't know nothing about the Bible.
100%. Yes, sir. So Malachi is one of the prophets in the Bible that you read about, like Isaiah, Nahum, Jeremiah. You hear names like Isaiah. All of these things, they're all prophet names. You understand?
Muhammad?
They're not in here. Muhammad's not in here still. But
he's not in the Bible, or not in the King James Bible?
No, he's not in here still. Because he came after Christ, isn't it? This is all from after Christ is in here too, but he went about even then. He came, like, he's recent. Islam's not so old as the Bible speaks. The Bible, like, he came 600 years after Christ.
And
600 AD. That's a long time, bro. That's a very long time. You have to think about slavery feels forever away. It's only 400 something years ago.
Nah, slavery doesn't feel far away. It feels
obviously, but you know what I'm saying in the terms of
I don't want to be part of it.
It kicked in 14th century times though. So what I'm saying is it's a long way away from our kids and that. They don't really know about it. You have to remind them.
14th century.
They're built into luxury, bro. iPhone, iPad, school, this, that. You know what I mean?
But you don't. Come on, ASAP.
I'm not saying all of our kids, but I'm saying our kids are grown up into it.
No. Tell it as it is. They're not born into luxury. They're born into advanced slavery. This is advanced slavery. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to, having an iPhone or having to have an iPhone, and you're a slave to the iPhone. This is advanced slavery. I know what you're saying. This is now different. We're slave to.
You're right.
There's so many different slave masters now.
Yeah.
The pharmaceutical companies, the food companies, the TV, the clothing companies, the phone companies. Bruv, the I don't even know what other companies to think of, but they're all slave masters in one way or another.
From your hands. So I know
and we conform to them daily by ourselves.
I know.
But we're slaves. We're all slaves. We go to work and we're slaves, bro.
But you know it is. You're right. But what I meant is in the sense of a lot of them don't really know about. You have to show them their history. A lot of them are not getting taught that. You understand? This new generation. You pretty much know about it because obviously you've most of you experienced some sort of racism or whatever. Like you experienced racism at some point in your life and fight for yourself, and you understand all of that. So you'll be more inclined and know about things prior or aforetime. The kids now, they don't really. Not a lot of them care too much about those things. I'm not saying they're not enslaved, but they're not as in tune if you don't remind them about something. You understand what I'm saying? Now, back to what I was saying about the The tithe thing, yeah. They use this verse, Malachi 3:8. Will a man rob God? Yet ye have robbed me, but you say, wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes and offerings. So they're saying that, wherein have you robbed God? And God saying in tithes and offerings. Now, for you to know where you've robbed him, you got to understand what the tithes means. What is that about? What is it? What about robbed him?
Why did you give it? Why did
that's
you
it.
give it to him?
What's the purpose of it, right? And it goes, Deuteronomy 14 and verse 22. It goes, thou shalt truly tithe all the increase of thy seed that the field bringeth forth year by year. The seed in the field that bringeth forth year by year, which is food. Now, time of corn, that's why sweet corn normally pops around, let's say, like spring times and all them times.
Like 24 hours,
yeah,
24. What is it, 365 nights and everything?
It takes
syrup.
Yeah. Bro, listen.
Don't mind if I do.
Bro, listen. All of that.
If you don't, you have to anyway. Even if you don't know, go on, then have some.
Yeah, I'm saying, all of that pops up at a certain time.
Yeah.
Even when you go to like, I don't know, like, I buy a lot of fruits from like Dalston Market and that. There's you always sweet because it's not that time of the season, mate. Because they're grabbing it at the times that it harvests. So he's saying that the seed bringeth forth year by year, right? And he goes, thou shalt eat before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose his name there. Sorry, I'll read that again. In the place which he shall choose to place his name there. The tithes of thy corn, sweet corn. So the tithe is going into what it is, corn, of thy wine, alcohol, of thine oil, and the firstling of thy herds, and of the flocks, which is your sheep, your goats, whatever, your lambs. Because agriculture was our biggest business, right?
Agriculture is the only business.
Yeah, and that thou mayest learn to fear the Lord thy God always. And if the way be too long for thee, so if, say, for example, like I was saying, like, say, for example, I lived in Rome, and man had to go Jerusalem. It's quay for me to bring sheep. So he gave another law for those that would live in quay. He said, if the way be too long for thee, so that thou art not able to carry it, or if the place be too far from thee, which the Lord thy God shall choose to set his name there, where the Lord thy God hath blessed thee, then shalt thou turn it into money. So he's saying that if it's too quay, turn what you got, turn it into money. It's going to tell you what you're supposed to do with the money that's been turned into because it's too far, right?
I've got questions to ask you when you finish that.
Yeah.
Do this.
Of course, that's cool. And bind up the money in thine
why have you
and shall go unto the place which the Lord thy God shall choose, and thou shalt bestow them there. Thou shalt bestow that money for whatsoever thy soul lasteth after, for oxen, which is your oxtail, or for sheep, or for wine, or for strong drink, for whatsoever thy soul desireth, and thou shalt rejoice before the Lord thy God, and thou shalt rejoice, thou and thine household. Meaning that that money there was supposed to be turned into like food, your alcohols, your sips. That's what it's supposed to be given to them for. It's not supposed to be given to the pastor. So if you're gonna give him something, give him salad, or give him something to eat. If he's asking about tithes, because that's what it's talking about. A lot of the people, they're bamboozled. I was doing a job the other day, bro, and I was talking to one girl that was fixing her door, and she was telling me, oh, bro, like, yeah, I had my prayer service. I didn't like how you came late. I came like a minute late, something like that. And I was like, cool, my bad, whatever. But getting on with it. And she's like, yeah, like I tithe. And she's like, I'm like, why though? And she's like, yeah, because I want my money to increase. But that's the understanding that she's got, bro. She thinks that it's a flip. Like if man give it, it's a flip for man to make dough. That's the
narrative they're selling.
That's the narrative they're pushing, bro.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Because it dawned on me, yeah?
Mm.
You talked about Islam and it being a religion that when people go to jail at certain time, they find it easy to get into because it gives them a certain structure, or the rules make sense to them in the plight that they're in. And if that's the case, why would you think it would not be good, or why would you contradict, or never contradict it? If that's the case, and we want human beings, no, let me rephrase it. If that's the case, and by following God's laws we make ourselves better, like the law of holding everyone accountable to the same thing, if that was applied across the board, we'd be living in a better world. Yep. So therefore, by people conforming to Islam, the laws in the Quran, we're living in a better world. Yes or no first?
It will be better than what it is. It'll be better than what's
the
going
laws,
on right
the laws
now.
in the Quran now, you're gonna
Yes,
say
sir.
good,
For
even though
example,
if they're based upon what you say they're based upon what's in the Bible.
not all
so
of them,
therefore,
not all of them, but yeah.
But
some
do you
of them,
think in your extensive learning, do you think that there's ones that are derogatory or that are being manipulated like that type one are being manipulated in the Bible, as you're saying?
I'll say what's been manipulated. For example, having more than one wife. That there.
Cool, but that's just one thing. But wait, on
that's
a
one of
this
them.
week,
Yeah.
let's do the nitty gritty afterwards.
Yeah, yeah.
Because me, I believe in Islam, like, but I'm not here to argue with you or anything like that.
Okay.
But then, if you're using the religion, if you're blessed with this, and it's making you in the world being a better human being,
Yeah.
and isn't that a good thing?
It is.
Opposed to you,
No, it is.
maybe worshipping the TV, the iPhone, or this, to this,
100%.
to this.
It is. However, Islam is not for the so-called Negro. It's not for us. Because the way we was taught Islam, the root of it is that the reason why there's Islam in places like Nigeria, Guinea-Bissau, all of these things, it was from the sub-Saharan slave trade. The Arabs came into Africa and they enforced it on us. We didn't willingly choose. Now today you could choose to be to join the religion.
Wasn't Christianity forced upon people as well?
Yes, it was. Christianity was formed. I'm not disagreeing. It is. But remember, this same Bible that they're using, they manipulated man. Because when they took man into Islam, something that we didn't know. The law is what we knew. Stuff like dealing with Islam, we did not know about Islam until it was brought to man. The Bible we already had. They brought this Bible and they wiped. That's why when you read about.
Well, I'm confused now.
Okay. How did this Bible get there?
My understanding, what I know,
Yeah.
is the pilgrims came with the Bible one hand to teeth with the other hand. They brought their religion.
100%.
Like, I'm not
And the
disputing
cross.
about
Yeah,
God
100%.
and spirituality.
You're right, though.
But the way that this book has been manipulated
100%.
and used and tailored to serve an individual.
Yep.
Is what you're saying is done in the Quran with marriage and certain other things.
Let me tell you
so
something.
Wouldn't there be laws that are in both books or within loads of different religions that are there for the benefit of the human being, but then another human being now can call that into question and say, hold on, maybe that's I don't like that one, or maybe that a man done that because you benefit more from this than I do. Do you get what I'm saying? The contradictions, where do the contradictions come from, as well as the laws, where the laws apply?
100%.
Do the laws work for us? Do you get what I'm saying?
Remember when they took man in.
One more thing, sorry,
yeah, go on, bro.
Because everything you're saying.
Yeah.
Then I have to look at how men are, because that thing what you just said, and women are, and the fact of childbirth and incubation time, how we are with procreation, going down to the Neanderthalic thing as animals as well. We can have multiple partners. We can create a child and go and create another one and another one and another one and another one. So therefore, to keep you in check to a point, wouldn't that law make sense as well of having 4 wives? Because with 4, you could, all right, then you could keep your house. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
I hear you.
Rather than having 400 or 4,000. To me, that's a law that might help, as well as the same laws of you being able to be convicted the same way a millionaire is convicted. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't stray.
I hear what you're saying. So let me say something, bro. Men, we're the predators. We go for what we want. Yeah, we go for what we want. You see what you like, you go for it, right? Now, I've dealt with women in my past, bro. You feel me? And to deal with multiple, it's not good for the brain, fam. One alone, I'll tell you something, bro. One alone, listen, bro. We've all gone through some madness, bro.
You're talking different, because what you're talking about is different. But go on, let you finish, and I'm going to give you what you're saying is different.
So the Lord knows that obviously man might have a desire to have more than one, but there's a law that talks about us having one wife in 1 Corinthians. It talks about us having one wife, because this captivity that we're in now, which is, like you said, we're still in slavery. This captivity, we only need one. We don't need 4 in this time, bro. This time here, we don't need 4.
Why do you say that?
Because
I care to disagree.
Okay, because go on.
That we're one with nature.
In what sense, though?
I mean, like we are sort of animalistic. Because I'm just relating it to nature. In the jungle, an animal, a lion, we refer to ourselves as lions.
100.
Will have multiple
partners or whatever. You have a pride, yeah. We have big. They have their.
I hear that.
Yeah, their pride.
I hear that.
And when they're on the heat, if they see something they want to fuck it, they fuck it. If they can't, and if another lion's there, they'll fight. Whoever wins gets the fuck.
Can I say something?
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's the animalistic side of it.
The reason why, sorry, bro. The reason why it's different is because the reason why you're like it's so vigilant and out there. I want to. Alright, cool. Let's stick on the topic of, let's say, Islam or the women that wear hijab, the long robe, whatever you want to say. You don't see that in their. They don't. You might see a little bit, but you won't see what they're packing with. So your lust isn't the same as a woman that's not in a hijab or not wearing a modest apparel.
What do you mean?
Like, meaning that if someone's wearing a hijab, yeah, wearing a hijab, the actual, well, a proper Muslim, that's what they would wear. The sisters would. You can't see their figure, bro.
Yeah.
Even if they got it, they might be bad, but that they're at home to my husband and that's it.
Yeah.
They understand that.
Yeah.
The lust is not the same as looking at a sister across the road, leggings,
for who?
jeans. I'm talking about for a man to, like, because we see with our eyes and we know what we want.
Yeah, but lust is not the same for who? The husband or people like the other men out there?
Husband, listen, even if you're married, it doesn't mean that your lust goes away. That because you got one wife, bro. You got to be disciplined. The difference. You still know what's nice. You still see what's good. You still see it. But you got to be disciplined to say, I'll go home. That's what it is. You don't have to do it. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's the reason why marriage is honourable. That's why the law says marriage is honourable, and whoremongering, meaning that having more than one wife is not honourable. There's no honour in that.
That's the laws of the Bible or the laws of who? What laws is saying whoremongering? Because if you're saying in Islam you can have 4 wives, up to 4 wives, if you choose to, you don't have to.
Apparently the wife has to give the green light.
Yeah, that's fine. But then where's the whoremongering? Is the whoremongering in other religions then? If it's whoremongering, because it's not technically. It's
that's why we don't follow the Quran, because it's not for our people.
Okay, cool. I'm understand what you're saying, but religion is religion.
You say religion though. This is This is who you are, you know, my bro.
What's
you're
that?
You're
no,
an
but
Israelite,
that's
bro.
who you know. But you got to
before Nigeria, before all of that country,
you got to understand. Your belief is your belief, and even if your belief is the ultimate and final belief, and we find it out when we're dead, we'll only know when we're dead. That's down to you. My belief's my belief, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So if I don't believe that, then I believe whatever I believe. That's down to me. Do you get what I'm saying? So I can appreciate what you're saying.
Which is true.
I appreciate what you're saying, but then so what I see and what I know, being a man who I am right now, that when you're forced to do something, you're more inclined to buck out against it. This is just a natural human. If you're forced to do something, you're more inclined to buck out against it, right? Boom. So if I'm not forced, like within Islam, I can have 4 wives. We're on this 4 wives thing. I'm not forced to have one, and that can help me create a nice, steady home life. Where a lot of people are losing their marriages or their relationships due to infidelity. Yes or no? Infidelity, going and fucking out or getting divorced to be with someone else. So I'm saying, my only point is here. The fact that you can have up to 4 wives within Islam will negate that. It will prevent you that having to happen. When you come home to your house, that's your wife. It's not just any girl. It's not a multiple relationship. It's your wife. She signed off on it, and she even signed off on another woman being there. Then if it's your wife and you're doing this, you are invested to take care of your husband. Your husband invested to take care of you. It's different to have more.
I can't go to the toilet.
Of course you can. Why make you feel like you need to go to the toilet, bro?
Man, I've been drinking this smoothie the whole way.
No, bro, you didn't feel that way. Go on. Roll it there. Oh, I'm leaving that in, you know. Yeah, go on, do your thing in it. Make man have to leave, boy. He's thinking, boy, I want more. I only want one wife. Boy, yeah. You still rolling?
Yeah. How you feeling, man? You awake? You're back?
I'm not. I think I'm still half asleep, but I'm interested. I'd be interested to know how you feel at home as well, spiritually. Whether you think the fact of having 4 wives is a bad thing or a good thing. Whether you think you can pick and choose the laws you take from each religion, take the good and leave the hard. Do you know? Like some people feel that. Whether you think your life will be better if you lived according to the rules of the Bible, of Islam, of Judaism, of Buddhism, I think it's Judaism, of Buddhism, of being a Hindu, the laws in all these different religions. Would your life be better? Could your life be better? Could you conform to the things that need to be conformed to? Do you think we're living in a world of slavery? Like, and I mean slave to certain things that we don't want to be slaves to. Do you think religion is slavery? Yeah. Few questions for you guys back home while this guy eases himself. Do you know what I mean? Releases some of that tension he's got. What do you think you'd be like if you was born in a different time and era? Imagine you were born into slavery or born into the First or the Second World War. How would you have taken that? How do you think you would have, coped? Do you think you could have coped? Yeah. A few questions for you.
How do you feel if you were born into slavery? You said that we are born into slavery. Advanced form of slavery.
Yeah, but when I say how would you feel if you're born into slavery, it's like right now people are complaining about this kind of like subdued slavery, this undercurrent of slavery where you're given a choice but you're also being brainwashed. The slavery I'm talking about is like, get up, go and do that for me. I don't fucking care. You're doing it. I'm not doing it. You're doing it. Your children are getting taken away from you. Your liberty's taken away. Eat that. Don't eat that. You're eating that. I'm sleeping with your wife. You're doing, like literal, just like is brutal. Just what's the word? Just being dominated, being treated like like an animal, like the sheep taken across continents, shackled up, yoke put on your neck. All that stuff, being told what to do. A lot of people can't even go to work and take direction from other people these days. Someone can't tell someone, what you're going to do. Like, they get upset. They're like, who are you telling what? What do you mean? Do you know who I am? I know I've been working here.
What slavery do you think's worse though? Mental slavery or physical slavery?
All slavery's fucked.
But what's worse, mental or physical? Because mental is more of a... Obviously, physical, you can see it, you can feel it, but mental, I feel like...
I think physical slavery is worse. No, mental slavery is worse.
You see what I mean? So, are we in a worse time now that we're not actually feeling it?
No, but because... But the slavery of... Oh, he's back! The slavery of... It might even be, it might be on excess. The slavery of... Before, when you say we was feeling it, it was both though, wasn't it? It was mental and physical. Just now we've come away from the physical and now it's mental, but yet we're still in the physical because they're not beating us, but they're feeding us shit. So therefore, you might not physically be getting whipped or whatever, but you're physically becoming dependent on certain substances, which then make you dependent on another substance, which then will affect your psychology. And the amount of people who are on fucking antidepressants and anti-anxiety pills these days and blood pressure tablets.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? We was talking about having 4 wives and the laws of things, but we're gonna move on to something else, Dad, because I've already broken it down for the people at home where you got easy yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, have a wife, man.
Huh?
Be loyal, man.
Have a wife. I mean, have a life. Have a life, man.
That is a life.
No, that's a life for you.
Shall I tell you what it is, my bro? Remember, marriage today is not portrayed as what it's supposed to be. That's why you got married people all over the place doing whatever they want. Cause what it is I don't believe that the married person has actually, studied what marriage was about before getting into it. Now, remember, that's why the divorce rate's so high now, because all of a sudden, is that, for example, like, I could say I'm a victim to something. I got a kid, right? I'm not with the mum. Now, if I knew what I knew about her, maybe I would have done a bit more examination before doing what I did, and I'm responsible for that because I did what I did. That's an example. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not with the mum today. We're cool, but I'm not with the mum today. A lot of people I know go through hell with sons, like especially when you give kids over and whatever. There's hell. She won't let me see this, and a lot of people have different scenarios, innit? But marriage cuts all of that. Because why? If you study what marriage is about, you understand who you're getting with before actually sleeping with them. You got a good report. What they call it? What's that thing that they do? What's that police check that they do? They got criminal record check, DBS. Yeah, DBS. You go DBS check on her. You say, right, cool, no criminal record, this and that. But she's willing to progress with man. She's willing to better herself with man. Cool, we can make it work. Then you go into marriage. Then you do everything else. A lot of the times it's more like, I don't want to get married to someone that can't lay it down for man or can't this and that, and that's madness, bro. Like, black people, well, we're normally More time, bro. We're patterning that area. It's just we're not really thinking about the right things when it comes to marriage. It's about longevity and sustaining and all of them things there. Us people, we don't think like that, bro. We don't think about, all right, cool, us two building something together, working on it together, things that we need to work on. Admit that there's a certain understanding that you have to have first, bro. A lot of people don't have it. That's why when they get married, all of a sudden it's a surprise now.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Like the way, see the World Cup's going on right now, yeah?
Yeah, I haven't been keeping up with it though.
But the World Cup's going on right now.
I heard, yeah.
So, in 1966, England won the World Cup.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know that? 1966, England won the World Cup. But the way they were playing football back then is not the same way they play football back now. The football boots, the turf, the balls,
the respect, that the technology, everything.
The technology. Okay, so therefore, the way marriages were back in whenever,
not the same.
It's not the same thing.
Not the same. Not the same.
Input, the things that are going on, the roles of the man, the roles of the woman, the way you have to input the children, the childcare, all of this has changed. So therefore, by definition, things have to change anyway. So that law that you're applying may
not me. I'm not applying. I'm just saying.
Okay, that law that you're advocating, the law that you're advocating may not be applicable. What worked, what we should have been doing and what we did do before and what was longevity won't work now, because if you try to play 1966 football now, you're fucked. Do you get what I'm saying?
Go on, land.
So you're fucked. So then you've got, over the years, the same institution you're talking about had people staying in relationships where they were getting abused, where children were getting abused, where there was no, because we're married, we're staying because we're married. Not like I'm gay. I want to be gay over there. I didn't know I was gay when I married you, but now I know I'm gay.
That's mad.
But now I'm stuck in this. But now I'm stuck in this marriage. I can't get out.
Shall I tell you why?
That can fuck me. That's in the past. That fuck people's brains, bro.
It's happened, though.
It's happened. No, but you know what I'm saying. So the same thing you're saying, the same DBS you do, which is, you had a very valid point, and I over respect and appreciate it, but yet still we're dealing with life, innit? And nothing is black and white, as the saying goes.
You're
so all these things we've seen changing, human beings have evolved. There's an evolution within us.
Yeah.
And even within that evolution, there's still right and wrong. There's still good and bad. And that's where the spirituality comes into it for me, ASAP Judah. Yeah. Where you know in your heart, if you're doing something right, you're doing something wrong. You know in your heart, if you've got the person who you're calling your wife, your husband, best interest, or your children's best interest at heart, or if that shifts and changes, it's for you to tell them and be honest. It's for you to do, not even if you don't tell them, do the right things accordingly what needs to be done. And this institution that is called marriage, or certain laws that we both know, have been augmentated, manipulated by men, for men. When I say men, I mean the human race, men and women. Do you know what I mean? We can't have that on a totality. Yeah. And that's just, I totally agree with what you're saying, because a lot of people are jumping in bed, fucking this person, not even asking them, what religion are you from? Do you eat pork or do you eat chicken? Do you like going on holidays? Do you like staying at home? They don't even care. They just, baby comes like, you know what? I don't really like going out.
I don't fancy
like
you no
every
more.
night. You're fucked. Do you know what I'm saying? So do your DBS, do your checks before you do, or have a conversation and have a process. Like, I think almost the whole courting process should be longer.
Courting.
Yeah. I think that there's things that we can take from the past and use.
Yeah.
But we have to be aware of what the time we're living in as well.
I hear that. You're right. Go on.
Do you think religious books and teachings should evolve, or have they evolved?
Shall I tell you what? That's a very interesting question. We don't really. I'll be real. Not like that, but a lot of black people don't read, bro. We don't really like reading. I'll be real, we don't. But a lot of the things that are in this book, or in good books, it's not even just this book's got everything, but there's books that, like certain books that teach you about certain things, or teach women how to be certain good role models. We don't apply that because we don't like. We don't like. There's one.
You're feeding into the stereotype.
You know, there's
there'll be black people at home watching the same. What do you mean I don't fucking read?
Not all of you. Not all of you.
But I'm saying that feeds into the stereotype.
Yeah, I know. But
we're just feeding that beast more, unbeknownst to us. We're part of the problem.
Hear this though. A lot of us don't.
You can't keep saying statements like that, though, bro.
Shall I tell you why I can? Because I know it. Because I didn't like, bro. I hate you read. I used to hate.
No, but then say I didn't like reading.
Yeah, no, but I know a lot of people.
A lot of us know. A lot of
that.
us, we're getting better.
We are.
We're stronger.
Listen, all praise. Listen.
A lot of us don't. A lot of us read, but we don't talk about it.
So all of those that like reading and empowering yourself, big up to you.
Empower your brother.
But I'm talking about a lot of people don't. A lot of us don't.
No. A lot of people don't.
That's what's happening now. Do you see what it is? We can read now. That's what's happening. We can read now. So a lot of
with these statements,
listen. We can read now.
It's hurting me a little bit.
So the biggest mistake that the so-called white man has done today was allowed us to read. Now we're actually seeing. Wait, hold on a minute.
No,
the same thing.
But no.
Hold on a minute. Like this.
ASAP,
wait, I'm coming.
No, because I can't. You can't tell me that they allowed us to read when they came to us to learn how to fucking read in the first place.
I'm talking their language. Their language. We didn't know their language. We didn't know English before, you know.
No, but
I'm just saying. We knew how to read. The language. Okay, the language we didn't know.
If everything derives from us.
But we taught them everything. We taught them everything.
Exactly. So
but what I'm saying is, they messed up in the sense of there's stuff that hots them out now, bro. That's why they hide it. This is why they got tabs on each celebrity. You mess up, we got you on this. We're gonna make you like that. This is why they got tabs on, man, because they know that, right? You know what? You start blurting out the truth, it's too late. That's why they're trying to cover up for stuff, and it's evident to the media now. That's why I mentioned the Kanye West situation, just to show you that they're trying to cancel him out just for saying something.
Okay, you know what? Fuck all them lot. Fuck all them lot. Let's talk about us. Like, and I would just say, from us, me to you, you to me, our platform, we're doing this thing. We do everything. We can do everything. We read, we write, we change laws, we do our thing. And that's us as black people and us as human beings. The only thing you have to understand in this world is, yes, you can.
That's good. That's good, but hear this though, not everything that we can do is good for us though.
Yeah, absolutely not.
That's what I'm
saying. But you have to understand, yes, you can.
Agree.
Don't let no one tell you, no, you can't.
100%.
No, because you're black, because you're white, because you're young, because you're old, because whatever. Because if you are thinking, no, you can't, someone is benefiting, profiting or something off of that. Yes, you can do anything you put your mind to. Yes, you can be a black person and read. Yes, you can be a black president.
100%.
Yes, you can be anything. Yes, you can be a good husband. Yes, you can be a good wife.
100%.
Yes, you can make a marriage work. Yes, you can leave a marriage if you feel like you're not supposed to be in it. Yes, you can do anything you want to do. Because I think the brainwash is making people think they can't do certain things or they need to do certain things to be able to do other things. Do whatever you want in this world. Whatever you want.
Hear this,
with
though.
The blessing of Allah.
Hear this though. Hear this. What you're saying is 90% of it is on smoke. Like, it's definitely on point. But the only problem is that, like I said again, not everything that we have chosen to do leaves us in the situation that we have as a people now. That's what it is. We chose to do other things, and that's what's led us in the situation.
I never suggest you choose. I said yes, you can. So
yes, you
can change a narrative. Yes, you can be a strong black man.
Yeah,
yes, you can.
Of course.
I'm saying yes, you can. Not you. That's what I'm just.
Okay, yeah. So like I'm saying, you're talking more in a sense of you can do things that you can that you will to do, right? Pretty much, right? But what I'm saying is, we like stuff like, let's say, reading or empowering yourself. These things are all good. Obviously, what I'm saying isn't to put down no one, because I want us to win anyway, regardless. You get me? But there's a formula how we have to deal spiritually as a people. That's what I'm saying.
When you say people, you talk about black people.
I'm not talking about just black people. Not just black people. I'm talking about blacks.
Humans.
I'm talking about Hispanics. And even the Bible does tell us to deal with those people out, like other races, as normal people too. But I'm talking about as a collective in-house. I'm talking about in-house. They're not in-house, bro. In-house is blacks and Hispanics. I'm not talking about those.
Do you know what I think is a problem, yeah?
Because
this is me now.
Because we can relate.
We're talking to each other, yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking to each other now. It's like when we create these divides, these lines of divides are the lines that these people sit on. And that's where they can do their things from. Those are that's the places where they do the things from. The divides, the language barriers, the cultural barriers, the crime barriers, all these things where we separate ourselves. We as black and we as Hispanics and them as there. We're all human beings. Until the human beings get together and whoever the people are in the lines, operating the lines, stop being cunts and being greedy and want to control everything. And we stop believing that they can control everything and it's all in their power. Until that we rub out them lines and understand you're human, I'm a human, with your black, white, gay, fucking Irish, Chinese, wherever the fuck you are, you're a human being. And when you digress to that basic thing which we all are and ask what it is now that makes you tick. How can I be better to you? How can you be better to me? How can we have an environment where we all flourish and be on a planet where we all eat and live a good life? Until we get there, it's a problem. As far that's my interpretation.
Okay, I got you.
Until we get there, applying these laws help. Do you know what I'm saying? But then in the same breath, applying the divides hinder.
Hear this though. Hear this. You mentioned a good point. Remember, when we was ruling Europe, we wasn't warring the other nations, bro. We didn't need to. Man was still trading. There was still that mutual respect. Mutual respect, that's different. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have mutual respect. That's otherwise you're just gonna create war everywhere you go, bro. That's mad. That man might help you with something. He might be from flipping China or something. You get me? He might help you with something. It is what it is. I've got certain business colleagues. They're not flipping black. Bro, some of them are from different places. But we've got a mutual respect. So what I'm saying is, I'm talking about in-house. Like, it's the same thing. Like, when you come home, there's certain things that go on in your yard that you don't let everybody else know out there, bro. So what I'm talking about, this is that house environment that I'm talking about. I'm talking to my people here. That's what I'm talking about. And it's not about the skin color. It's not about the what you look like. It's about who we are as a people and what we identify with. Now, back to...
I'm not saying, like, so for me, I'm not saying that you can't be in-house as well and do the stuff you need to do in your house.
All I'm saying is in-house. I'm not saying go out there.
No, but you have to. But for me, what you're saying is fundamental and is primary, is paramount. Yes, your house has to be sorted first.
That's it.
Your house has to be sorted first.
That's it.
So I totally concur with what you're saying.
Yeah.
But after doing this in-house thing, because some people might misunderstand this or misconstrue this, having this in-house thing and say, okay, in-house, okay, because now I don't want to let no Jewish people in or no this people in, or they're not going to know what I'm doing here, or the Irish people or the gay people or, I don't know, the lower class or the upper class. That's not the way that we're going to win in this world, in this life. We have to show, like, open the door and show, okay, look, there is a black man and a Jewish man and a Chinese man and a gay man and a whatever else, all in this conglomerate, and that is their house.
Can I say
Look
something?
inside that house. That's what's in that house.
Hear this.
And their house is running smoothly.
Hear this. There's a video that's out now on YouTube, right? You lot can find it yourself. It talks about... Look, I didn't even want to touch the gay topic, but...
Why? We're human beings. What's the point with this?
No, but
you want to be gay, you be gay.
Hear this. Obviously, this one talks... It's not even talking about the gay youth. Obviously, I'm not even for gays. I don't go out discriminating against them. But the law says that we're not supposed to be gay. Obviously, look, I know I've seen gay people. I'm gonna touch. I've seen gay. I've seen. Wait, ayo, come man.
Go on. You went to the toilet before. You can't even tell me that.
Listen. Now, what I'm saying is, I have a friend that's bisexual, right? She got kids though, but she's bisexual. I told her, yo, cuz, like, what's worked out for you? This is before I knew about all of this, you know. I told her, what's worked out for you, though? Because obviously, you know, you got my man that's there that did the XYZ and the other. And they were like, oh, you know what? To be honest, my man would have me sorted. It's just she has a different crib and different... Whatever, cool. But she's someone... I don't cuss her out, you know, bro. I don't go there, cuss her out. But what I do, I don't cuss her out. So what I do say... is if she does ask, remember, I don't go out of my way. I see gay people all the time. I'm not mad.
Get your point, man.
I need
homophobic.
Bro. Listen, it sounds homophobic.
You're gone.
It sounds homophobic, but the reality is, obviously, the laws say not to be gay. Cool. That's one thing.
Whose fucking law?
The laws of the Bible.
No, but so that's
I'm coming. That's one,
and
it's in Islam too. I'm just letting you know.
And that's if you're spiritual though.
It is.
I
hear you.
Atheists.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I can't force my religion down your throat.
No one.
Let me just say this thing before you go, please. Then you go on now.
Go on.
You said to me, what you do in your house happens in your house. It's your business.
Yeah.
If you want to be gay in your house, bisexual in your house, heterosexual in your house, it's your business. Muslim in your house, Christian in your house, it's your business. My thing is, when you come out of your house, like,
it's a reflect. You know, you're a reflection of what goes. No, but you know what? Your reflection, bro. Listen, you see, when you get little ones, you might have siblings, right, or nephews, auntie, whatever. The mannerism of the kid is what they've been taught at home. You know that, right?
What is that got to do?
No. I'm getting to a point.
Yeah, go on.
What you've been taught at home, it reflects on how educated your kid is. You understand what I'm saying? So if your kid is well mannered, well polite, this and that, so on and so forth, you're like, bro, this kid's been raised correctly. This kid's been raised with mannerism.
You raise animals, you know that, right?
No, but listen, even an animal, bro, there's certain animals, there's difference with how certain animals act. Certain animals are reckless, and the other animals sit, hips, and they do whatever whoever tells them.
That's within their DNA.
Yeah, no, but not all animals are the same, in the sense of not all dogs act the same way.
Yeah, so then it's
even the same pedigrees.
Yeah,
so even their pedigrees don't act the same way. If you want to go there,
yeah,
like, I might have a half staff, half pit. You might have one as well, and then my one acts completely different to your one. Mine's well behaved. Your one's a savage. Every little minute he wants to bite something.
Yeah,
it shows how you teach. And what you're showing, what doctrine are you showing your kids, your animals, etc. Is a reflection of when you step outside. Just the same way that you might have manners out there. Your dad's already showed you, hold on, this is how you deal with people out there. He's gonna go out there and be like, you know what? Obviously, when he gets to a certain, we be like, man was taught with manners, how to deal with people. Be like, this kid was raised in the right way. So now
he's heterosexual.
Hear this. And now
he's
hear this.
He's a Christian.
My point is this, bro. Coming from where we come from, it wasn't something that was and there was always been gays, you know. It's more magnified now, but they were dealt with a certain way. Cause we didn't agree with it. So what I'm saying today is
right.
To get them in check, to get them in check.
Come on,
now, but hear this, what I'm saying. It doesn't say. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm making it clear. Disclaimer. I see gay people all over the place, bro. I don't go out my way and start cussing them, bro. I go about my business. If you ask me for direction, I'll tell them, yo, turn the left, turn the right. Look, I go to one spot called Uwi's, yeah? It's a new vegan spot. Fast food, banging. There's a gay that's there. Man, rap with him, bro. You get me? Yo, hey, look, chuck me in this.
But wait, hold on.
But I'm not discriminating,
no,
bro.
listen to me.
I'm saying me and what the...
You got to listen to what I'm saying to you, bro.
Say this.
You sound like them people who say I've got a black friend.
No, I don't, bro.
No, bruv, you know what? Listen, I'm telling you, bro, I've got utmost respect for you. I love you, bro.
Yeah, I know.
I can tell you how you sound to me.
I hear that.
It sounds to me because what you're saying is, oh yeah, I go there. It's a gay you. I talk to the gay you, and it's all good. And bruv, with utmost respect, like seriously, utmost respect. How dare you say something like that, bro? You can't say that. That's like racism, homophobia.
Cool,
it don't make sense. Like you as being a good man of God, you have to respect. You have to understand the thing you're saying.
Hear this though. He can repent. He can repent though. He can repent. He can change, bro.
You say no,
he can change.
Come on, man.
He can change.
Bro, get the fuck out of here, bro. You're still fucking saying the same thing, bro. No, let's finish this, and then we could go on because, like, I'm not pro-gay, but I'm not anti-gay. Do you know what I'm saying?
What does that mean then?
It means
that means you just deal with them like as human beings, right?
No, bruv. It's still.
I deal with them the same way though.
There's no them.
No, but I deal with. But you remember I didn't mention it, bro.
Sorry.
I didn't mention heterosexual. You did it.
Yeah, but it's
and I just said
I'm trying to illuminate something.
But you said it does.
They're all human beings.
No, I hear that. But what I'm saying
what your
is,
demographic is.
Remember the key.
It's how I see things. I'm talking about.
I hear you.
I see things. But because you're talking from your perspective. That's it. I just feel very passionate about. But go ahead.
No, I hear what you're saying. But remember, you did say, we have to see each other as human beings, and then it will deal with the problems.
Yeah.
But the problem is, they don't look at you like you're a human being.
Who?
Not when I say you, I'm not talking about you.
Who don't look at you as human beings though?
They don't look at man like that.
Okay, that's fair enough. But you.
No, but what I'm saying is that's why that formula.
I can't move the way you're moving.
I know. I'm just saying. Okay, I hear that. I'm talking about statistics. Statistically, as looking at as a when we look at each other as a people.
Yeah.
And humans.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
For the black man, it never works. That's why they overthrew man. Do you know how it happened? Remember, go back. No. Going back to what I'm saying is the reason why it's working for the white man today, because he knows what boundaries to set man in. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's certain parties man don't go through. Stay out there, black boy. Don't come in here. This is mine. But he won't deal with you until you're da-da-da-da-da. But you just say, alright, cool, you know what, mate, cheers. And that's it. There's a whole different private party there. You're not invited, bro. You understand what I'm saying?
So you create your own party?
No. Well, I've been trying to do that the whole time we've been here.
No. But you create your party.
Everyone.
You create your party without the segregation because we're all here, cuz.
But I hear
unless we have all the people in the thing, we can't move forward, bro. The lines remain the same, bro. No, bro. The lines remain the same. The people you're talking about that can check this celebrity, check that celebrity, they still maintain their power once we maintain the segregation. You do understand that? Until everyone's at the party, we can't change nothing.
But you do know that the Lord set it up that way. You do know that, right? The separation. The white man does it. Every nation does it. Like China, Russia. No, I'm not even saying that. Look, I'm just saying in general, bro.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
All of these places that got money, these governments, these countries that are doing well, they don't look at man that way. I'm just saying there's a separate party. They're not gonna openly say it to you, but there's a certain party that, bro, your skin, just don't come here. You understand? We know who you are, what people you are. We just keep you there. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, what I'm saying is, it's not to cause strife. It's just to show that we're not looked at the same as everyone. So all I'm saying is how we need to deal with the problems in-house. When I say in-house, I'm talking about our people. I'm not saying that we should go out there and war. That's not what I'm saying. We should just deal with the problems that we have as a people. Meaning what? Love one another, law. You understand what I'm saying? Righteous judgment, raw. Not respectable. That's in-house first. We can't focus about out there when we got problems at home. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm misunderstanding what you're saying because...
So what I'm saying is that I am not saying go out there and be homophobic. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the problems that we have to deal with first at home has to be dealt with first. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, deal with
now,
them.
That has to be the primary focus. Now, when you start talking about segregation and dividing and that, the Lord has already done it. They've done it. Even if you don't want me to say, they will tell you, mate, we've divided it. We've done it.
Okay. My point is then basically this year. So you get all your love in your house and all that. You do what you're doing inside your house, which is what we talk about, having manners, knowing you come from a good home.
Yeah.
We've come across that. We skipped across that earlier in this interview, right?
100.
And teaching your children right. Don't let people outside teach your children or whatever. Yeah. So then you take that blueprint out from to house now. You take that blueprint out of the house, come out of ASAP Judah's house. Manners, respect. You know where you come from. You know your history. You know your lineage.
You deal with people correctly.
You deal with people correctly.
Yeah.
So when you see someone, wherever they come from, whether they're a Jewish person claiming to be a Semite, and they're not a Semite, or you got
which is a Semite.
Okay,
anyway,
get me wrong, but
I got what you're saying. I know what you're trying to say.
Doing, someone's gay, someone's whatever. You just hello, good afternoon. How are you doing? Like man, woman, or child.
That's
you're just. I just see you as a
I
human being.
don't disagree that.
This is how I've been taught, and this
but
is how I treat you.
Is that mannerism or human being? That's just mannerism, isn't it?
I'd say that you spoke about the World Cup earlier. You see, even over there, you get arrested or some sort of penalty for being
gay. 100%, bro.
No, but that's
so what then? So what happens? What happens over there, bro?
No, but that's their law. That's the law of that country.
So what do you think about that?
What I think about the law of the country?
I want to hear your perspective, because remember, you see UK, bro, there's Soho, there's bare spots where they're everywhere, bro. Like people are everywhere doing what they want to do.
What I think about that
So what about over there?
What I think about that is, if a country's made a law, and they've made it for whatever reason they've made it for.
Why? Why though? Why would they do it?
I don't know. I never made the law, bro. Remember, I never made the law. You said, what do I think about it?
Yeah.
The country's made the law and they've made it clear this is the law of this country. If you want to come in this country, this is the law you have to abide by. As bad as I may personally, moralistically think the law is, you've given me clear, concise notice that if I come here, this is what's going down. The same if I come to your house, you say, take your shoes off, we smoke weed in here. If I don't smoke, I've got no reason being in there, because I will inhale secondary hand smoke.
Yeah, that's right.
You've warned me. So once I'm across this threshold, that's what it is. If I say you can't come across this threshold unless you conform to certain things, that's well within my rights.
Can I say something to you?
That's well within their rights if they made that thing.
I
don't think it's good or right. I don't think the amount of press and publicity that is given is right. That's what I think is fucked up. Because you've got countries that have committed atrocities to different nationalities of people who are nowhere near the amount of coverage that has been given to this whole gay people going to Qatar. Do you know what I'm saying?
Have they? Well, I wouldn't. They have gone Qatar, have they? Do you know any laws about? Have you heard anything about it?
This is another one of those things that I don't think it's even fucking relevant. If you're gay, you're gay. If you like pussy, whatever. That should be like, get rid of that shit. Let's get on with life. As far as I'm concerned, let's get on with life. You get me? That's it.
So your concern. So the question was about it being in Qatar. You said just get on with life, pretty much.
No. I said if you've got a law in a country, that country is well within their rights to have that law. Whether I think the law is right or wrong is a different thing. I don't think anyone should be excluded for any particular reason. But if I've got a law in my house, if I don't smoke, if I don't drink alcohol, Like the same laws there as well. You can't drink alcohol in Qatar. If I don't drink alcohol, you can't come to my house and be cracking cans in front of my family. Fuck that.
He's conforming to the law of Christianity. That's his law.
Yeah, that's the only. That's what I said. That's what I stated clearly. I stated clearly again. Man's not out there being homophobic. Like you said, how are you? How you doing? That's normal stuff, bro. For me, that's normal. It's not even abnormal to do that. But it might have seemed like man see them and man just vomit. It's not that, bro. Man seen them a lot. And on top of it, hear this, bro. I know people that are quite close that are like that. And a man still had to deal with them at a certain way. Do you understand what I'm saying? I still have to deal with them a certain way. But what I'm talking about, thanks for ringing it up, but just conforming to how my... Yeah, go on, bro.
The only way I think that people can change things is by almost changing the narrative of them and us. Them and us, and it's just a language thing. I feel educated by you, and your presence is humbling, and I like the spiritual stuff you bring forward. I just urge you.
I'm also learning from you guys, though.
To be aware.
I'm still picking.
I urge you to be aware of because I have to try and be aware of it as well, because we're all in this of when the things working. Because when you say, like just for me. Passing statements, and is this just my judgment? Like, we don't read as black people, or I got a gay friend down the road. These are the kind of things like that get us like people pigeonhole us or just jump on that one thing. But I don't think that's where you're coming from. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we have to be careful to feed into their stereotypes because these are lines that they've drawn for us to keep arguing about what all the other shit's going on.
Do you know how? I think we might have we digressed a bit still, but going back to it. So yeah, anyway, cut the long story short, deal with people accordingly. Yeah, that's it. Deal with people accordingly. Don't obviously go out, start blasting people. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm pushing. You understand? But the point is that the community, when we talk about community, it's an in-house thing that they're talking about. It's not everyone that's included in that statement. Now, it might seem, but the biggest, like I said, I feel like I'm repeating it, but the biggest part, the hardest part is to get everyone to agree on something. That's what it is. Because a lot of these other things, before they go and conquer, they've agreed on something. Everyone that's not involved, they get kicked out, bro. That's what happens. And then they go and conquer. That's how it happened. So we need to first agree as a people, regardless of where we want to believe or not believe. And it's already stated in the Bible that not everyone's going to believe this thing. Can't force no one to do this thing. Let people do what they're doing. You just tell them what it is. That's what it is. Just the same way that you show a man what it is. Bible says so be it, innit? Do you understand? If you're going to believe, you're going to believe. If you're not going to believe, then obviously that's it, innit? You're not going to believe, innit? But as someone that does know the knowledge, it's my right to do that, though. I have to show, man, yo, look.
It's your duty.
Yeah, it's my duty to say that. To say, look, we have to keep these laws. Look at where we fell from, where we can go back to. Now, in terms of music, I'm not just a musician. Like, I got my own locksmith company. I do my own thing. You know what I mean? We need to push trades more. A lot of people don't think about that. Success is only music, football, all of these little fun things, entertainment industries. But there's other things that you could do and still be well off. Electricians, how this building getting made, the carpenters, all of these little things that
add value to your nation.
That, you understand what I'm saying? And these things help you at home. You can even build your own yard. Like, there's so many things that you can do within your people that people always just look at. Music. If I don't, and that's the mentality. If I don't blow as a footballer, if I'm not a musician, and I settle for maybe being a spark, which is an electrician, I'm no one. That's not the case, and that's bad. And we need to come out of that. We need to push trades more, and they need to see righteous youths pushing that they're doing well. Cause a lot of the time, yeah, bro, like the righteous youths look like as a, if you ain't really got nothing to show, because really and truly, yeah, even me, I'll talk for me, bro. When I was coming up, I was looking at the man that were doing well, like my man's got the nice, he's got the nice this, and those are the things that used to catch me, because obviously I was a bit more covetous then. I wanted to make money a certain way, and do you get me? These are the things. Do you get me? No, but I just wanted to grab certain things. I didn't even. So some of the times, he might just. You remember, like, we're the soul of the earth. We set trends. Just because man's an electrician, plumber, or whatever, doesn't mean that I can't dress the way that man's dressing, bro. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just saying what I saw. But a lot of the things that I saw, obviously, wasn't the best examples. You understand? For example, I know that, if I trap, majority of the times, even if I do work and go jail and spend some time behind bars and lose on time, and I don't care about the money and stuff like that, rather than push that, yo, don't trap, do this. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yo, don't do this. Do a month course on, I don't know, let's say carpentry, guilds, county, whatever, or I don't know, one of these things, or even a physio, whatever, something, bro. Whatever trade, bro. There's something that you could do and do well in it. Like you said, the you can mentality. You can. You understand what I'm saying? This is what.
This is the entirety of what we've been saying as well. ASAP Judah.
Yeah.
Is like we need you. We need other people like you.
Yeah.
But we're fighting the machine that we're fighting. That's what's making it hard, bro. Because everything you're saying is fair enough, but like I'm
you're
saying,
right, though.
Like the machine, it is you're right. I'm right. We're right here, which is it is what it is. The machine is still pumping out. Okay, there's more examples of successful drug dealers. There's more examples of people who are drug addicted women. There's more examples of people showing off with their dough, what they got from here. There's more examples of the criminals and anything. If you look at the world, even with what we're doing here, I won't say what I'm doing, but what we're doing on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
I watched some of my shows the other day, and I watch them all the time.
And you put in work, bro. Listen, you man put in work. That's what I'm saying. You man are putting in work, and this is it's changing the narrative in itself, bro.
Let me let my point.
You know what I'm saying?
I've got people who, which I respect a lot of other people's stuff that they do online. I've got people who've told me be horrible to people, cut people up, you know, like all that shit. But I don't see the reason. You don't need to do that to create.
What they say, like a mad buzz or something.
Yeah, because you get the people. If I say, you know what, shut the fuck up. You don't talk about. Get the fuck out of this fucking studio. Chatting shit, blood. Talk about dickhead, dumb guy. Look at this guy. Yeah. Anyway, move on. Next guest now. People like that shit, but that's not where it's at. Why am I gonna diss my brother when we can both try and educate someone, stand on your head to make myself look better? This is what we're fighting, cuz. So yeah, you're right. Everything you're saying, like you're right, but we're fighting this constantly. So you've come up, you've done this, you talk about trades and all that. They're not trying to. And then when I say they, whoever it is, I'm not specific in one demographic or nothing. The machine that makes the money, because in that room with the people that making the money, and I'll go to it, that thing might have been a lot of red. But when you look at where the paychecks are going to everyone, it's not all the same colour people that's getting the paychecks. A lot of people that sit at that table collecting their money, you know?
Yeah, of course.
A lot of people collecting their money, you know?
Of course people.
All different colours, nations and everything collecting their money, you know?
Yeah.
But we're told this, and it is pushed. So now, I'm not saying they're not, but the Jewish people are our target of a lot of stuff now. Do you know what I'm saying? Then gay people are target of a lot of stuff now because they stand up and fight for what they want to fight for. Then black people are a target for a lot of stuff now because we're fierce. Because if we get into power, people are scared. There's so many different things that Muslim are targets for because they exactly. If you open our eyes and look at the propaganda machine, bro, the stereotypes. And once we're fighting all these individual battles, we'll never win the fucking war. We'll never be able to have that thing where we're consolidated like you're talking about, but we can actually look at what the actual problem is. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's and then the fat cats who are it's a united colour of Benetton. Even if it's one definite colour, they're just sitting down and becoming fatter and fatter and passing it on to their youths and saying, oh, well, this is, yes, well, you know, don't take the COVID jab, but we'll let everyone else take it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. There's so much going on. What are you looking at your phone? You sending a text?
Yeah, I was just quickly doing something.
Yeah, so, we need stuff like this. Yeah. We need to change. We need to check ourselves as human beings as far as I'm concerned. And be nice to other people. Find out how people want to be treated and treat them like that. Find out how to implement change, how to involve people. Find out how to change the narrative and perspective. And it starts with me. I'm going to give you the mantle right now. It starts with me, like you said, in your house and with your children, because I know the time I've got. Because I've been brainwashed, you know what I mean? Like every other human being on this planet.
We all have, bro.
I work at Burger King sometimes, and I'm looking at people eating the burgers, and I'm seeing their visceral fat, and I'm seeing this, and I'm watching. And bruv, after a little while, I know there's shit in the fucking burger. I still eat it. Because it gets me, and also I get belly, a fart, a burp, I'm like, oh, why not eat it? But it's a horrible vicious circle. And I'm saying, if I can see something and know, I've been watching something consistently, and I feel like I'm intelligent to a point, but I still go in and do it, how much harder is it for somebody like at a young base age with a soft mind that can be manipulated? Harder for them to understand the difference. It's on us.
Remember, we're a sponge, bro. The mind's a sponge. We absorb everything.
Yeah, but it's on us.
So that's why it starts. Like I said, that's why
it starts with
when you read Proverbs 22:6, it talks about train up a kid from young, bro. And then when he grows up, he won't depart from it. Meaning that whatever you teach them good, whatever, like you said, like good foundation, this, that, they're gonna soak in everything from young, and they won't be exposed. As parents, we don't want our kids to suffer the things that we've done. That's what it is. Or we don't want them to make the same mistakes that we made. So that's the importance of doing so. And a part of that is also the music.
That's how we make change. Yeah, go on, talk about the music. Because the brainwashing the music is too much.
And that's what a lot of these kids are watching. Remember, they go to school. You've got friends. You got little motives that you go to. There's little stuff that's fueling them, and it keeps the mind just going like.
You know what's good though. Back in the day. Like, I'm African, but back in the day I go to Jamaican people's house, my friend's house. Sunday afternoon, they're playing lovers rock and all the kind of sweet music. You know, like music can make you feel good. You know when they're cooking food.
Reggae.
Reggae. Love music.
Yeah.
We have to do it. Like I'm saying, like because like when I say we have to do it, we have to, like, I know people take the phone away from the kids. Like, it's hard, but this is your child. This is your future.
Things have to happen.
Take the phone away. Monitor what they watch. If you can't stop them from watching and listening to certain things, okay, add some of your stuff into their playlist.
And
do you get what I'm saying?
And on top of it, also let them know why. Because a lot of the times we don't tell them why they shouldn't do what they're doing.
I'm gonna give you another one.
Bro, I'm telling you. Bro, we don't. You know what I'm saying? And
it's good.
And we have to.
That's imperative.
That's it. And we have to learn how to do that. Cause if I'm gonna get told not to do something, that's it. That's what it is. Even for example, even if I come here and I'm talking about Bible this, Bible that, I still gotta give you an alternative for substituting that same desire or whatever that is. I can't just tell you, take you here. Like, for example, the Bible talks about not doing birthdays, but I gotta tell you what other feast days are there that can replace something like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, there's new moon. Like, right now there's something called Feast of Dedication. It talks about how we rose up from a lowest. This is another rich history that when we was in Jerusalem was overthrown by the Greek empire, like by a king called Antiochus and so on and so forth, and we went through conquering the world. That's a rich history. So we dedicate that feast as we remember how we overcame from a lower state. Do you understand? So that's a feast old. So there's meanings behind what you're doing. You just gotta edify. Give the sense behind what you're doing, innit? Follow up ASAP Jude on Instagram.
ASAP Jude on Instagram.
Yeah. Follow up Original Royalty, which is the label I'm signed to, and there's much more artists on there. So you lot, man, check it out for real. And let's fuel ourselves with some good music, good for the soul. You know what I'm saying? It was a pleasure for having, man. You get me?
Yeah, Monday afternoon, we just wrap one up.
Yeah,
ASAP Judah.
We're here.
You know what I mean? Get the socials again, please.
Yeah, man. So follow me on ASAP Judah on Instagram. Follow the label as well, Original Royalty, on Instagram, and subscribe to their channel as well. A lot of good views, a lot of good videos on there. So yeah, man, check it out. Let's fuel the hood with some righteous music. Let's fuel the community, and let's do something positive, man. You can do it. You know what I'm saying? Shalom.
Shalom, man. Yeah. God bless you. Life Talks. Fawole over here. Looking kind of worse for wear, but that don't matter. Yeah, take heed to what my brother's telling you. Have a good day. Love life. Love yourself. Yeah. Love other people. Be nice. You know
right.
Spread good vibes. You know what I'm saying? Keep it moving. Love life. Family clothing. Alongside Life Talks.
That was lit.